All right. So we're back again with another scene for Lost Cub, where this isn't so much some grandiose plan. This isn't something Anton's had in the offing for a while. No, tonight, Anton's driving out in response to a call off Brigida, who, eh, to say the surprisingly concise little Arun sounds spooked would probably be an overstatement. She doesn't really get the spooked tone. She doesn't get the shudders, But she does flat say on the phone when she gives the ring in that this neighborhood I gotta get through is pretty gosh darn spooky.
Yeah, he's probably just sitting down, there's a kind of, that sit forward you do when you get like something on the conversation. You know what I mean?
Oh
What do
yeah.
you mean? Define spooky.
So what she's described, before you hit the car and headed out, was essentially she and Scraps know better than to take the same path twice. They have a variety of routes they're taking when they're doing their they're out there patrols, not patrolling the borders, but patrolling the area for things that might change, for things that might tell something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a particular neighborhood they've gone through once or twice, just as one of their routes on the way in. Good way out there, suburbs, well away from Roanoke itself. Good out on the edge. Where it's one of those places that just sets your hackles up. You've even heard her giving Scraps the good thump thump on the shoulder, the calm the fuck down thump thump. But yeah, she's basically said she can stick around nearby to meet you, point the area out, or you could just it's this street and this street, and she could just right off because this ain't no job.
Yeah, he'll wait to meet her. It's probably better than you get like a vocal rundown, because do you know what I'm saying? It's always better to get one of those things. So what will happen is he'll get the car, he'll grab his shit, you know what I mean? He'll make sure he has things like the fucking vest, the gun, you know what I mean? He's not coming in unprepared, essentially. We'll drive out there.
Yeah, what she'll do is she'll meet you out at and we're talking like good old burbs, so probably well away from proper Roanoke City. No real big buildings out here. The closest thing you're probably going to find to a large building out this way is the local middle school or something. So what she's done is parked up the bike over by one of the parks, like with a running track and stuff, probably something they use at the school. Across the street from the school, actually. And yeah, she's plopped up there right under those running lights. Just, And of course it's foggy. Why wouldn't it be foggy? It's just Silent Hill in this bitch right now. You can tell she's not doing the, oh, I'm so scared. She's just on kind of that nervous alert, not high alert, jumping at every noise, just wary. The bike's parked, kickstand's down. She's got her butt leaned against it and just has her arms casually crossed up in front of her, but she is scoping left, scoping right. Doesn't like it. Everything's fine for now, but fuck this. So you'd have to like pull up on the road and probably just, trot down, but at least she's somewhere good and visible.
Oh yeah, he pulls up, takes the shoddy over him, holds it over his shoulder, and is walking towards her.
And yeah, Scraps is not currently visible, but big surprise there. So she does, as the car rolls up, you can see her turn her head around to watch it. Just ease to a slow, to a stop. You hop out. And of course, Brigida, being who she is, picks up one of her gloved hands and is like, oh, hiya.
So what are we... Kind of just rolls the shoulder a bit. What are we dealing with?
Oh, is something going wrong out here? I don't, sense the hooky spooky too much, but Something fucking wrong in this neighborhood.
He kind of looks around. It's kind of let you know, like something wrong in the neighborhood. And he's looking at the fucking dim lights, the fog, and it's that expression of, yeah, no shit. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at the weather tonight. This is fucking bullshit.
Have you seen anything?
She turns the glance back and finally it's that shrug of oh, you know, like the TV lights coming out of the houses, but things moving around maybe, but you can't tell if it's a person just walking around in the middle of the night or it's something fucking off. But about time it set your heckles up 2-3 times going through. You figure maybe it's about time for Ragabash to do some snooping.
Anything Umber-wise?
She kind of wrinkles her nose. Got some rust on the webs. A little bit.
There's a nod. All right.
Never a good sign, that.
Nope. All right, just lets out the breath like, nope, that is not a good sign. Nope, not at all. All right.
Worst part is most of them are cobwebby, so they look abandoned, but they still got like the corroded.
Yeah, which means something's here. Yeah, usually. All right.
I mean, around a lot of these cars belong to old folks. The old neighborhood. No telling what's been stewing in here.
Think it could be them?
The
ones from Roanoke.
Oh, I don't really think so. She kind of like idly picks up a hand and rubs the back of her head. If it was them, wouldn't it be a little more aggressive?
No. Think about it. We've pushed them hard. They wouldn't want to be spotted up quite easily, would they?
I ain't seen nothing like that. Not yet. But this place is, I don't know, feels like something seeping out of the groundwater. Just feels fucked up.
Yeah. It's too close to our own borders anyway, so we should fucking... And he just nods to himself like, yeah, this is way too close to home for comfort, you know, so...
It's definitely like you'd have to drive another good 20 minutes to get into town proper for Roanoke. This is them proper outskirts. So it's technically a bit closer. It's not danger close, but it's
enough to have Anton's hackle. It's enough to have Anton's hackles up about the whole thing. It's too close for Anton's liking, if you get me. So yeah, he'll just sling the thing, like take it off the shoulder and just make sure the safety's off. All right. We're going to have to do this, probably the three of us. Realistically, a neighborhood like this, we're going to each have to cover different parts of it.
Oh, thanks. I hate it.
I mean, it kind of gives a shrug. Best thing we can do, Scraps is already out in mobile and you have a direct communication to Scraps. So you two take street by street together. Kind of glances around, that's out of breath.
Sure you don't want one of us with you?
I can handle myself.
Oh, yeah? But you can't talk to us?
I'll find you.
The heads just kind of come up and split like,
unless you want to go with me. He puts the gun over his shoulders. He's looking around, like analyzing.
I mean, she's got a bit of a toothy smile when she's got the right mindset. So it's like that. It's the don't threaten me with a good time.
Look, if you're weight, you can stick with Scraps.
Good either way. Just figure if you're real concerned about us, she taps the temple. Hearing each other all right?
I mean, I was just doing it for your safety. He kind of smirks, you know what I mean? It's that type of look. It's like, come on, big bad Fenrir. What are you scared? So yeah, it's very ragged.
She finally, gives the point. Look, I don't like things I can't punch. Fucking this hooky spooky shit. Not a single fucking solid thing I could actually aim my knuckles at.
Do you bring a gas mask just in case?
She throws you the look like, really? Like, essentially oh, come on.
Just taps. They fuck with your head. They use gas.
She finally sighs, goes rummaging through the sidecar. You see her lean over.
You don't have to put it on, but just have it handy just in case. Yeah.
Got him in here somewhere. There's the ticket. Fucking
Alright.
snags out one of them.
Realistically, Scraps can get into places that you and I can't without being seen readily, and he could pass off as something easier. So we'll stick together, keep Scraps on the wire, and he can clue us in if we need to go check a particular building that he can't get access to.
Well, sure enough.
And yeah, Anton just does the and just starts fucking walking, like stick into the shadows essentially.
Look, Anton, this is, dude. It's like walking into a horror movie. It's not that there's something in particular. It's just too
Eerie.
quiet, and it's eerie, and there's a little bit of light here and there. Almost every house has something, whether it's a floodlight outside or maybe a TV on, or yeah.
Yeah, it's just like oh
It's
dear.
just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear.
It's just oh dear.
Oh dear. I don't like this. Oh dear.
And you can tell, like, especially as you get moving and you're realizing, like, yeah, can see why you'd get your hackles up.
Oh yeah.
And you know, bushes sway, and it's like you go full fucking high alert, and it's a neighborhood cat, or it's nothing. It's just, you know, there's a bit of a shuffle, and then, you know, nothing resolves itself out of it. You can tell why. And a rune is like, I don't like it, can't punch it, don't like it, not a fan.
Absolutely no. Like even Anton's a bit. Do you know, like when the neighborhood cat does that ruffle of the trash? You know what I mean? And he can't, you know, it's that instant, like, just kind of his body kind of untenses a bit, but just fucking. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you little fucking bitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Here you go. Here's about how this feels. Just
Yeah, no, he's even he can see why. No, to be fair, he can see why Brigida would be spooked. No, he's taking shit seriously. He's watching every corner, scanning everything. You know what? I will throw up a sense for him because I'm the one who can actually fucking do it out of our little.
oh yeah, you got them out of bat.
I'm got two 10s.
2 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive, Mr. Butt.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Let me just get on over into this window. I'm going to need it anyways. There we go. Well, with 2 10s, yeah, your hackles are up for a reason. I mean, instinct is a thing. You're a goddamn guru. It's higher here. It's like, again, it's kind of like the fog. It's this ambient, unpleasant, and you know what? They're 10s. It's only 2. It does kind of like linger, almost like it feels like it just lingers at street level. It just very much like the fog. It's just there.
Yeah, he's kind of taking a couple of steps around the back garden. He just kind of like looks up and like sniffs the air almost. Yeah.
Gotta go around into someone's back garden.
Kind of, you know, it's that kind of like, I'm going to check the gate. You know, that it's, you know, when it's weird to watch. Probably Brigida's watching him doing it. It's like he puts his hands on the bill of the metal, like rubs the residue, sniffs the air. You know what I mean? I imagine there's like a flavor for sensing the worm. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where, like, you know the tang of blood, but this isn't that. It's kind of a more rusty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's that weird kind of old, corroded, damp smell is kind of how it's coming across. Like everything here, it should be abandoned and old and just well.
Yeah, glance over his shoulder. This place is tainted. I can't give it like a general like pinpoint. It's just, yeah, the air is wrong.
She looks over like, oh, you don't say.
No, I mean it's higher than normal. Street level so far, but you can taste it.
You see the nose wrinkle responsively, like you saying it makes it happen almost. Like the yeah.
Seems like it's coming from the fog, maybe. So keep an eye out. If it's something that can manifest here, And it kind of gives that kind of incline of his head, like, yeah, you know what I mean, as he's walking.
So Anton, you turn back away from her towards the back garden. And as you're moving, I'll give you
Learn this.
say like a wits. Call it a wits athletics.
Oh, it's a really good pool. That is a really good pool for me. Quick thinking, I imagine would
Mhm.
pop for this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you realize that fraction of a second too late as you step and you hear like, with the old floodlights, the ones that are
Mhm.
motion detector, there's like an audible click as it's about to turn on. Like when the sensor senses something, it's so old and out of date that there's an audible click of it like going to turn the light on.
So what he'll do, because he knows the light's about to come on, like now, he
Mhm.
kind of just turns his body around so he faces Brigida. So the gun that he has is kind of facing Brigida, and he kind of just takes that step forward. So it's like him and Brigida just connect. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you can do that. It'll step you most way out of light. It'll also prevent you from being blinded. But
Mhm.
so you do that. She actually kind of more in response to you. She didn't necessarily catch the light, but you whirling and taking a step into her, she kind of backpedals an awkward step. And as the light flashes on in you, I'm assuming you glance around.
Yeah.
Backyard is just
He glances over, just that's at that breath, kind of glancing. Thought that was going to be people.
yeah, that's fucking creepy. She does not have the shades on, by the way, but she's still just like, yeah, that's fucking creepy. That's what that is. Look at him.
You got a mirror of any kind?
You know what? Let's see if that one will work with the darker.
She's so perturbed, her hair is just flying in front of her face. Like, no.
Why do you think she wears a cap all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Just think a fucking mirror. I use the one on my bike.
Shite. Give me your shades.
There's a kind of the and she fishes them out of like she's got them like stuck in the front of her top. Just pulls them off, hands them over.
He takes it and not putting them on, but kind of holds them in front of the creepy looking fucking deer. And yeah, I'll peek.
Do me that roll. Do
Bill,
it to
Bill.
It's not full city hideout here, but I was gonna say you have 4 dice. Yeah. Okay. So that'll do it. 6 is all you needed. Man. So you look across, and it's not that the deer are there. It's kind of like you see just again a rolling kind of
Fog.
sickly fog. And there are points where like where the deer were laying, you can kind of tell because it's like the fog is splitting around them, but it's not like they're there.
So it's like would it be more of a fog or like a smog essentially? Is it like denser? Because I got
It's a little denser on that side and
yeah,
more rolling
yeah,
across the ground as opposed to like higher up in the air and thinner, like a mist would be.
yeah.
So you've got kind of a foggy thing going on this side, and on that side, it's like a fog machine almost. There's like a layer rolling across the ground.
Okay. It's just kind of, hands it back. The fog is even thicker on the umbra.
Oh, that's always a good sign.
Whatever this is, it could be something related to that. Maybe that's why it creates the, kind of gestures, the fucking vibe. Which means it'll be harder to spot. Let's keep moving. The closer we get, we'll feel the taint.
The worst part is, Anton, you're you're murmuring and gesturing and stuff, and the deer are just staring. They don't get up. They don't
Oh,
freak out.
yeah. Deer are freaky like that. Yeah, deer are weird like that.
Staring at you with their
Yeah.
weird reflective eyes.
Deer do that. They don't fucking move. You know what I mean? That's the fucking creepy thing about deer. They don't fucking move at all. So he keeps a note of that. Doesn't like it. He does not like it, but he knows better not to disturb because they'll start bucking everywhere and it'll wake the whole fucking neighborhood up. Do you know what I mean? So he just keeps moving. Doesn't like that, but he says, "Let's keep moving. The closer we'll eventually find this thing, you'll feel a little attained."
Yeah, she takes to idly like cracking the knuckles. Takes the glasses back, tucks them, pops a couple knuckles, just shaking her head like, fuck, man. Would you go ahead and move on? And it's an oldish neighborhood. The houses are not horrible, but they're old enough that you can see where, like, repair's only going to go so far.
Mm.
The siding is old. The roofs are old. You can see where the molding is a little fucked up. The fences, like the chain link fences, how many times have kids climbed over those fences? There's weeds growing up and dead on them. It's bleh. It's just so uncomfortable.
Is there any building in particular that seems to have more taint than anybody else's? Because I'm noticing a general taint. Is there any building that we're noticing that has a thicker volume? Or would I need to roll to discern that?
You could primal urge it to try to get a bead.
All right. Before I do that, I will activate my little fetish. Don't activate, but I'm going to spend the notice to activate it.
Don't spend it. Fuck with me right now.
Don't you fuck with me, fellas. That's 2 successes on the primal edge.
You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can get really fucked up with this. Oh, God. Sorry, I just hit the little, play piano music part of it. Oof.
Did yourself a Wiggins?
I really did. I love it. Oh, I guess that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Okay, I'll just use the picture then. See if I care. So you know what? With a 2 on the primal urge. One second. God. It's kind of it's a finicky kind of instinctive thing. So Anton, you kind of trying to feel it out, like what direction is setting your hackles up the worst. And turn it about. there's parked car, there's, another one of those fucking lamps behind it from one of the houses. Yeah, okay, that glow's fucking eerie. And you swear to God, maybe it's whatever it was that prompted you to whip around and look at it, but you see just. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he stops, stares.
Yeah, it comes up, and it's the worst part is it's not fast. It's not like it smacks the window abruptly. It just kind of like, almost as if there's a mist in the car, it kind of like resolves itself out of that fog, touches the window, drags its way down.
Yeah, and he just pats the top of Brigida's shoulder very softly, very carefully, as if moving will startle it.
Luckily for Brigida, she was not looking. So she turns a glance around. First, a quick glance to you, and then looking beyond just to make sure that nothing is like imminently coming.
There's something in the car.
What, the one there?
Not just once. He just puts the finger to his lips and just starts taking very careful steps forward.
Oh, well, Brigida does what Brigida does best. And she pulls out a pair of knuckle dusters, starts sliding her fingers in, just easing it up right there on the knuckles. That's the good spot. So as you ease closer, look into the car, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of doing that. Are you doing sneaking any of that?
Yeah, definitely. He'll creep up on it. Taking his time, doing his ragabash shit, just getting closer and closer. I will roll stealth if you need me to, Buffy.
Yep, if you would like to sneak, then please sneak.
Roll. I don't know if stalking applies to this, but it's still like 3 successes.
Kind of, yeah.
And 4. And 4.
So you sneak up on the car. Are you rolling another thing?
Oh, no. I just clicked the button by mistake.
Okay. You sneak up on the car.
Yeah, you know what? He expected as much. But still, these things leave signs, leave clues. It's that sort of thing. He's not freaked out by it. It's almost as if, no, of course. Do you know what I mean? It's that type of vibe. So he looks around, kind of inspecting what he can see, or what this thing is trying to even taunt him with or show him with.
So you're kind of just looking around for like, where is it trying to pull my attention?
Exactly, yes. Because normally these things usually leave a sign or symbol, or they want you to look for something. That's what he's starting to notice.
Okay. I can dig this. Very well.
So what do you need me to roll with? The investigation?
I'll give you a... Let's find it interesting. 1 second. Right there. So let's pull up Lay Anton and look at the stats I have to play with. I would say roll a perception enigmas.
Okie dokie. Just the one.
All right, so for one, Looking around, you kind of skim. You kind of take this particular line of logic, and the next thing that really stands out is you're turning, and instead of trying to key in on the details, just kind of let your peripheral vision kind of take the forefront and look for the greatest point of interest. Probably down that street. Probably right over there somewhere.
Yeah, he looks up, kind of motioning over that way. Like, he would have spent about like a hot 10 minutes just imagine Brigida. I don't know if she's either doing the rude impatient or, ooh, your buddy, you. You know what I mean? Because it's so careful. And then, his head just sticks up out from where the car is and just gestures down that street that way.
She's not your classic impatient Arun, but any Arun with enough nervous energy starts. It's small motions. She's not trying to rear in and run in and duke it out, but she is. She wants something to happen. And you can tell because it's again, mostly the crack of the knuckles, the shifting of the weight.
Would I be able to roll peony on her? Because I'm sensing there's more than the just nervous energy in her.
You can.
What is 3 success it give me?
The closest approximation I can give you is: have you ever met someone who was a fucking badass, but you tell them a ghost story and they just nope?
Yeah, she's spooked.
Yeah, she doesn't like, and I mean, she put it very bluntly. She doesn't like things she can't hit.
So he just eases up very carefully. Walks over, just 1, 2, and he just reaches over and puts his hand on her wrist. Just looks at her.
Yeah, you see the tongue rolling over her teeth, behind her lips, but she does turn to look. If she had hackles right now.
It can sense you. I know you're nervous. But it can sense that.
Really like it to come out so I could just, punch it already. Don't like it when they play fucking games.
Then it would be easy. This thing isn't built for easy.
Oh no, of course not.
So, stay by me, and if you need to. He gestures down at what he's doing, which is it's like just a light touch of the hand on the wrist, like he just folds it over gently.
Yeah, the brow knits when he says, if you need to, like, oh, don't call me bitch, don't call me bitch. Okay, didn't technically call me a bitch.
It's grounding yourself. Make sure that you remember what it's trying to do to you.
You can see her chewing on the inside of her cheek thoughtfully, but there's a slow nod of kind of begrudging acceptance.
He just nods once, and he doesn't. Again, the tone is, it's not like he's trying to make her out as weak. It's just, look, if you need to remember that it's trying to fuck with you, you know what I mean? And he just eases off his hand and starts moving down the street, making no more deal of it.
Yeah, you hear kind of again, kind of almost impatient puff of the breath, being let out abruptly. But not loud, not really. She will follow. Distinctly uncomfortable, but she will follow.
Yes. So he'll go down the street and try to see what next sign he's going to be pointed in.
All right, I guess give me another perception enigmas.
It failed this time.
You're not again. You creep along, looking for it. You're sure it'll come up, but so far, not yet. That's not the sign. This isn't the sign. There's gonna be something.
Mm-hmm. So he just looks around, and it's like he's trying to take in the area, study the houses, study everything. I'll even use a sense worm to try and help narrow down that as well by trying to maybe even follow the taint.
Okay.
Oh, the sense worm is much better. It's like 4. It's all like really high as well, like 8, 10, 7, 9.
All right. Little buddy Paul Friendo. Here we go. All right, let me think a second. Oh, and throw a bunch of stuff on the floor. Jesus. So as you keep studying, keep trying to find the pattern to it, keep trying to find that slightly harder tug, that pull, that sense of sickness. It almost feels like it's lining the streets, following it, running through the ditches. It's not just in one spot. It's kind of, you get the impression that Brigitte wasn't too far wrong when she said it feels like it's just kind of like seeping out of the groundwater.
As he crouched down on the street, which looks again odd, but he just puts his hand on the dirt, like on the gravel, and just puts it back up and looks at it, rubs his hands together, and looks around. I don't think you were wrong, Brigitte. I think it is practically the groundwater at this stage. It's everywhere here. Following.
Yeah, you've got that nice fog. Probably had some rain not too long ago. The ground is damp when you reach around, reach down over at the side of the road where, you got a little bit of gravel and then dirt. It's still not like soaking wet, but it's still damp. It's kind of muddy. And it's not that you have like a particularly oily feel. You just kind of know there's something wrong. And It's not prominent necessarily right up here next to the road, but yeah, maybe it's too grainy, it's too something. It's not as clear as like that easy oily feeling you'd get like maybe if this was the Umbra.
What could have caused this volume of it at least? Something significant. In an old place like this, I imagine it has all sorts of stories and forgotten memories.
Oh yeah, I wonder which one is the house that everyone's decided that the neighborhood witch lives in. It's always an old stupid lady.
We won't glance over his shoulder. I wouldn't even say that. Look at this place. It's like the memory of a town.
Yeah. Again, you can almost tell that every hair, like the hairs on her body are standing up, but she's looking around taking it in.
It's like the warmest decay, right?
Yeah.
Look at this place. It's decaying right before our eyes.
Don't see a single bicycle or a basketball hoop out here.
No, they've already come and gone. I imagine there was at one point. Think about it. You've seen what? Mostly old folks here, yeah?
Oh yeah, and I never see them. Just you can tell how old the cars are, how old the houses are.
Yeah.
None
Too
of them
old.
signs, no chalk on the sidewalk, nothing.
Too old to even get out of their beds, probably some of them just marking time. Waiting to die. She glances around.
I'm gonna give you some more ambient images here.
How is Brigitte doing? Because Antoine is showing a vast, do you know what I mean? Knowledge.
The irony is that Brigitte is not unfamiliar. It's just, and it makes sense. She's not disagreeing with any of it. You can just, I'll put it this way: you guys are essentially walking down like one of the little neighborhood streets. Nothing, no response. It's like a ghost town.
Mm-hmm.
Even walking right out in the open, nobody's reacting. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's saying, what are you doing here? You might see a little motion in a window once in a while.
Yeah, he'll start looking around now with that idea in mind. Yeah, he'll try and see if he can pinpoint the next, sign, essentially.
All right.
So I take a perception enigmas again.
Yep.
Hey. I did not mean to roll many. I'm so sorry.
106. It's a pretty good die roll.
I'm the master now, Brigitte. I got one success.
All right. So, what'll catch your eye as you're panning around looking for something, anything, a cue. The floodlight kind of flickers. It's as good a cue as anything else you've gotten.
Yeah, he just starts walking towards it.
And she's following along behind, just real big fan of just getting deeper and deeper into this shit, ain't you?
Glance over his shoulder. In order to understand and destroy the worm, you have to follow it, sometimes go down into it.
The skeptical glance she's giving you is pretty real. She hasn't stopped following, just the, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Glances over. If we understand the illness, then you can learn to treat it. But if we just blindly destroy it without any ramification for what breeds it, then we're just delaying it. I want to know why this town ended up the way it did. Not just cleanse it and hope it never occurs again. Just, just silently just keeps walking.
Oh, yeah. A face is being pulled, but you reel around that building. And you know what? Are you even bothering to sneak at this point?
No.
Yeah, you reel around, walk right through the floodlight. There's a little bit more of that just... And again, you can hear that electric buzz as it flickers. And as you come around, you know what? Back door of the house is sitting wide open.
Yeah, he's watching, as he comes around, sees the back door wide open. He'll glance back. So I imagine Brigitte walks up beside him. Glance to the side.
Oh, yeah. She's trailing a bit behind just because he might spot something and give her a cue, but she's just giving you that raggy lead. So anytime you stop, she just continues until she catches up.
See that?
Then she looks, frowns, turns a glance to you.
Stay by me. You don't know what the fuck we're going to be walking into.
Yep, the head bobs.
He just starts moving towards the open door, like, not for once letting his guard down. It's a very slow step. He imagines Brigitte is going to be doing much the same.
Oh, yeah. Very careful now about where she's stepping, what she's stepping over. Paying mind, not sneaking so much as wary that she's going to set something off almost. That kind of thick tension is in there, that kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. But to confirm the cue you followed, you definitely smell it here, that kind of corrosive and almost kind of sweet smell.
Oh, yeah. No, he steps in because fuck it. Does the, looks left, looks right.
All right. Look left, look right. One moment. We'll use that one first. So you look around, you've stepped into kind of like it's the back door. So there's like pretty much into a sitting room. You come in from the side, you look to one side, couch and whatnot, old armchairs, couches with that upholstery that is just so out of date. So old. The kind of stuff you remember being in like your grandmother's house type thing. Look left and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's comforting. Yeah, exactly. What's right though?
Essentially, like as you look to the left side of the room, it's like the little TV set out. You look to the right, and it's like the old armchair, the old couch, very weathered, very old upholstery patterns, like stuff that was popular fucking 40 years ago.
Oh yeah, he just steps in fully and turns and looks at the TV. I imagine Brigitte steps in, is probably looking at the old armchair or some shit.
Yeah, Brigida's doing the scan around. The thanks, I hate it. Glance around. Just perpetual look of kind of annoyance, impatience almost.
Yeah, Anton's just trying to figure out what the message is. The blank screen TV kind of just walks over towards it and just presses one of the buttons to see if you can switch it off.
I mean, it's in the dark. You're just kind of pawing for a button. You see it try to flick a channel, same static. It's the volume is there, it's very low. So once you get closer, you can hear that buzzing, humming. Do you know what? Not that. Oh, maybe. Come on. Oh, that'll do. You Yeah. Let's get creative here. We can be creative. You fiddle with it. Fiddle with it.
Yeah, you just take a step back.
Once you get that channeled, you step away from it.
Oh yeah.
So it does that for a hot second. Jitters and shuffles. Very jerky. And then, of course,
Yeah, his eyes narrow a bit as he's watching.
that one is very, very brief before it goes back to.
Yeah, he'll glance around over at Brigida to see did she fucking spot any of that.
Brigida is staring at that television like it insulted her mother. Just, ooh. It is the room face of I want to punch it. I want to punch it. I want to punch it. I really want to punch it.
Let's look around the rest of the house. This is the place.
And you've tried to talk to her. She, is still glaring at the TV and abruptly kind of like does a duh kind of thing and shakes her head like, "Oh, son of a!" Like she jolts very suddenly and snaps a look away from the TV, like, "You son of a fucking." Oh,
Yeah, he glances back over at the TV like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, huh?
I fucking hate it.
What does it show you?
Fucking, I don't know, like a face coming at the screen or something.
A face coming at the screen.
Yeah, like
turn-
it was gonna headbutt it.
At a what?
Like it was gonna headbutt it, like it was just gonna come right out.
You glance back over the TV, squinting.
Right? I mean, you're still seeing that classy static.
Like I said, it knows you're nervous.
Yeah, she gets all takes a moment to kind of ruffle herself up, ruffles the hair, and it's the I'm fine. I'm pulling it together. Everything's good. Just blah, blah, blah. Head in the game.
Yeah, he just gestures forward like, let's check out the rest of the house.
Oh, my turn to go first.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, she bobs ahead, but that turns and starts just kind of moseying through. At this point, nobody's reacted to your presence. Just walking in the door, the muffled talking, her startle, nothing.
Oh yeah, no.
Nothing.
Well, he's fully expecting this at this point. He's like, yeah, no, this is the place. As he's walking.
Phew, Gaius, she just ruffles the hair again. And yeah, she just starts kind of I mean, it's kind of that familiar, almost clearing process. Like, I'm going to go a step this way. I'm going to make sure I've looked every direction before I step fully into the room.
What Anton's going to do is she's doing this. He's going to spend a willpower point and activate whisper catching and listen to the noise that's going to come from that living room. Because he has a sneaky suspicion.
Well, where the TV is?
Yep. Just going to listen and just let Brigida do her thing. Let the Arun clear the rooms. He's going to listen and see. Is this hunch right?
So for the moment, you're listening. Nothing too wild yet. You can hear that low static. Maybe it's the whisper catching, but every so often it sounds like it garbles a tiny bit. Not even a word, really. It's hard to tell if it's even supposed to be a voice, but just that steady static and every so often kind of a distortion.
Mm-hmm.
As Brigida just casually walks through this home.
Oh, he's yeah.
By casually, I mean very tensely walks through this home.
Oh yeah. He just lets her get more and more nervous, more and more amped, and just waits. Because he has a feeling this thing is going to either do something to trigger it more or come up behind. You know what I mean? He's doing the raggy thing. He's baiting it. There's your target. Or there's something.
All right. How close behind are you sticking? Are you letting her venture? Like, are you giving her a lead? Or are you sticking right at her back?
He's giving her a lead. He's sticking right at her back.
But are you giving her like
it's
like
basically,
a lead? Is it like, does she have any slack between the two of you, or are you staying pretty close?
I would say I'm in with arm's reach.
Okay.
So I can grab onto her if I need to. He's basically he's waiting till he hears the change, and then he's going to grab onto her and pause. But it's more like he's waiting for the environment to change. It's almost as if he's expecting it.
All right. So you keep fairly close. As she goes through. Down the hall, pauses, leans into a room, looks right, looks left, leans back out. And so the hallway rounds a corner. And do you have any particular reaction you would like to have when she responds to who knows what?
See, he's expecting
to have a readied action.
He's essentially what he's expecting is if for it to there's going to be a noise or a sudden change that he's going to hear, and she's not going to hear it. If you get me, that's what he's expecting. But he has a ready action to literally grab Brigida and just pull her into him, so they can freeze.
All right.
It's like he's going to pull her into one of the rooms and just stop moving, just go dead silent.
So, I will give you wits athletics, since you have a readied action to respond, to do exactly that. Because what's going to happen and what you're reacting to, beautiful, is Brigitte, very similarly, like, kind of leans around the corner, turns a glance down, and I mean, you know your runes by now. You know your packmates by now. And honestly, Brigitte may be more versed in the nation, but she is still in a rune and she is still very uncomfortable, ready to go a rune. And you see that immediate tension before you even hear kind of the almost bark. Just the noise she makes. It's not a bark, it's not a shout, but
Would I be quick enough to make sure she doesn't make that noise?
Yeah, you can yank her the second you see the tension. You see the muscles all up her back and on her shoulders knot up. But yes, with the successes, if you would like to alter what she does, you can.
Oh yeah,
You see something and you snag her and just yank her into the closest room.
I do. I even put my hand over her mouth and everything. I cut. Boom.
At the same time, you know what? Fuck it. With your whisper catching, there's a patch this time, not like one little note. There's a patch of kind of garbled noise in the static. But you yank. And ironically, of all the things she is ready to do, she is not trying to resist you. She didn't expect you to fucking try to manhandle her. You've got pretty good fucking physicals, so...
Oh yeah, I'm like all fours. Anton's a big boy.
You snatch a hold of the back of her top and you yank, put the hand over her mouth and just pull her into a bedroom. Are you trying to get the door slammed shut, or are you just getting still and quiet?
Still and quiet. We're basically, the door is open, but we're at the side of the door, essentially. I'm not making any more unnecessary noise than I need to.
So, while you're there, give me in this case, charisma leadership.
Oh, it's a very good pool for me. It's an excellent pool.
She's doing that thing not where she's struggling to break free, but where she's trying to keep an eye on the door, like pull her head around. Beautiful. How would you like to try to get her to fucking calm down and stop moving?
He keeps like his position up against her. Like, even has his hand on her belly and everything, and just whispers into her ear, "It's wanting you to do that. Don't move. Keep very still. And don't move. There's something here. Wait till we can bait it out, but do not move. Don't even breathe properly. I'm going to keep you like this, and we're going to wait. Do you understand?"
Yep. And so you murmur. She's initially, it's not scared panting, it's aggressive. She wants to go after it. She's been trained her entire life to go after it. Now, you've got a good hold on her, and she's not fighting. The eagerness is there. That is her knee-jerk response. Punch the thing that made me uncomfortable. Punch the thing that's probably wormish. Punch the creepy thing I saw in the hallway. So it's that excited kind of ramped up breath that's... You can tell a couple times she kind of holds her breath in for, this many seconds, and then this many seconds to try to start slowing it down, but it's kind of a gulping process for her to start ramping back down. She goes a lot stiller, but she still tries to twist her head around to keep an eye on the door.
And he whispers again, "I know you want to chase it. That's what it's wanting you to do."
There's it's more of a jerk than a nod, just the understood.
He just listens then, waiting.
The garbling came in a burst. It's a good bit of it. It's died back down. It's back to static.
And then once
He hears just the dead silence. He just releases. Just
Thankfully, she does not immediately march back out of the room because that was a very good leadership role. That was what, 4 successes?
yep.
Very good. No, she doesn't immediately go to march back out because she wants to, but no, that's what it wants. And Anton's been here longer. She takes your word on it.
You eventually, you know what? He's going to start implying some trust in Brigitte. He takes hold of her hand. Look at me.
Yeah, what you've got, as you let go of her, the position she takes is she doesn't get further out into the room. She stays against the wall, but she kind of turns and doesn't put her back to you in a disrespectful way, but more like as if she's mantling between you and whatever at the door.
Takes hold of her hand. Like leans over so they can both face the door. I know you want to chase. I know you're nervous. You need to trust me.
It's funny because you can even see kind of the nostrils flaring, like very reflexive, like I just need to pick up what it is. I just need to. There's a slight inclination of the head, like to acknowledge she hears you. And she doesn't take the hand away either. She just. There's a glance back initially when you snag it, but the eyes almost immediately dart back towards the door.
Now, he keeps beside her, like his head over her shoulder, so he's whispering in her ear, so it's silent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna let go of your hand. You're not gonna let go of mine. I'm gonna take this one corridor at a time. And if you see something, you squeeze. I can take how hard it is, but you squeeze. Okay?
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna take this nice and easy.
Yeah.
And it's just you and me in here. He looks at her and emphasizes that point. It is just you and me in here. Scraps won't know about that. It's that type of hint. You can be afraid as much as you need. You can be nervous. You can be anything you need. It is just you and me. It's that emphasis that, like, you don't have to worry about being big bad Fenrir in here with me. I'm not going to judge you. I just need you to trust me.
So another, again, it's almost begrudging, but it's the nod. She hears you.
Does she react? I know she's in a rude mood, but does she react in any way that the fact that he has a keen understanding of, like, look, I know you're not a bitch, but it's okay if you want to be nervous now.
You know what? I'll give you something it's a change for Anton. Because you and all of your pack and all of your cubs grew up unknowing. You have very, very human responses, and you cover them up with Gru responses. Sometimes you do the opposite and try to cover being a Gru with being human. Brigitte is a very interestingly different creature because she's probably known her whole life. And as much as there's the big badass game, it's not, it doesn't fit her like a mask. It's defining for her. It's not something she puts on to look badass. It's, I mean, even Becca, has a badass machismo thing going that she uses as a wall or a buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Brigitte's tension and violent responses and that quote badass get a Fenris thing, it's very integrated. It's you can see things shift a little, but that's not something that can come off.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, he knows. It's the idea of like you don't know. It's the kind of the mentality of don't be afraid to be anything different. You can still be you, but if you're nervous, it's the implied trust that he's giving. If you get where I'm coming from, he's not expecting her to drop the Fenrir, but it's more that it's right now. We both need to work together. So if you're nervous, you know what I mean. Show me, and I'll help you through it. You know what I mean?
You do at least feel the hand shifts because she can take direction. And honestly, again, you're not in her mind like lower rank. You're not just a yuff. You're right up there. You've earned your fucking stripes. So as you give her the instructions and all, you feel, you've snagged a hold of her hand. You feel her shift the hold around a bit so that she can snag a hold back. This is the new cue.
All right. We're going to take a step forward. I'll lead. You keep right behind me and keep hold of me. We're going to take this one corridor at a time.
Okay.
This thing doesn't want a straight fight. It wants to play first. So, we're not going to play by its rules.
So what are we doing?
Baiting it. He just takes a step forward. I can hear it. That's how I spotted it before I got you. He just steps out into the corridor, keeping hold of her hand as he just walks down.
Yeah. So, weirdly hand in hand, the two of you go.
Yeah, for Brigida, it's almost like he's like a guide. It's like, I'm going to guide you through this. You know what I mean? It's that weird emphasis, you know? Because Anton has seen oddly things like this a number of times. It's weird to be on the end where he's not, I wouldn't say he's not frightened by it. Of course he's nervous. But it's like a trained response in him now that this is what they want me to feel. I'm not going to feel that as much as my mind will allow it. You know, my body will react like he's shaking with adrenaline. But it's like he has to make sure that Brigida is his main focus. That's what he's focusing his attention on.
Whew. All right, buddy. So you keep a hold, and this time you're not necessarily taking a lead, but guiding by the hand. As the two of you move back into the hallway. You're going to go around that corner.
Yep.
Here's the beauty of it. It's another hallway.
Oh yeah, no, he expected it.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps hold of Brigida's hand, even gives it a reassured squeeze. Like a softer one than the hard one, to emphasize the difference between safety and danger.
She seems to catch on. Now she comes around the corner with you, and there's a bit of a bristle. It's nothing like I'll put it this way: if you hadn't yanked her,
she's gonna charge.
That that tension that raced up her, like it's a good chance that she was on the verge of like exploding into even just Glabro, something
Oh, yeah.
bigger. She was geared up. This time there's tension, but it's not nearly the same thing. It's just kind of the braced for some shit, and then you go both come around. You give that light squeeze as she looks, and there's nothing there this time.
He just says softly, "You see."
Well, this is some of that bullshit.
It's okay. We'll get through it.
Do you usually get to punch something by the end? Because
Generally, you just
okay.
gotta play outside. You gotta play outside its rules.
Are even anybody in here? Doesn't seem no one, and we've been through a couple bedrooms now.
No. Who says we're even in the DeLorean anymore? He kind of gives that gives that kind of that nod of his head, like who even knows at this point.
The frown is very frowny as you come around the halls and back to, well, it probably adjoins back to the living room at some point, but right now you've bumbled into the kitchen.
Yeah, he'll scan around, trying to see if he can spot any more of these ominous signs that he's spotting.
Me? I clearly didn't save some of these, and that upsets me. Well, poop. So you'll come around into the kitchen, which I don't have a picture for after all, I guess. And again, it's just, there's just enough shadow to make for an uncomfortable sense of motion almost as you come in, but no, it was the curtain on the window.
Oh yeah, no, not surprised. Just whew.
So the two of you ease in, still with a decently, I wouldn't say the strongest hold, but a pretty solid grasp on your hand. She's not crushing you yet. The two of you will scan around, and you've got the way you came in. There's another way out, kind of like the other side of the kitchen, probably into whatever dining room. There is probably a pantry. Yeah, it's got those little closety, slidey open doors, and then there is a door, a closed door.
He just gives kind of keys the attention over for Brigida and just kind of nods his head at the door there.
Oh, please tell me I get to kick it open.
Now we're going to take this nice and slow.
The impatient frown.
It's all right. It's all right. Come on.
Yeah, she follows. She doesn't. For the millionth time, she doesn't like it.
But yeah, he goes to open that fucking closed door.
Ah, my favorite line. Let me
It's
just.
locked.
It's locked. Might as well quit.
This game is rigged.
Anton, buddy, pal,
Yes.
friend.
Yes.
You ease open the door and that, moonlight, some of the light. It's actually more like the street lamps coming in through the kitchen window, and you open the door. It's fine.
Yeah, he freezes a bit. Probably gives the hand squeeze for the emphasis.
Which squeeze, buddy? The tight one?
Oh yeah, because
Like, look, she's squeezing back. Your joint tension makes you super friends and also keeps each of you from crushing the other's hand.
I'll pull it like this though. He doesn't look away from it though. Nope. Doesn't move, but doesn't look away.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, Anton, you have whisper catching up. You didn't hear anything before the door opened.
Oh, I bet I didn't, but I'm gonna hear it now.
Well, first off, the static has turned into a garbled mess.
Naturally.
And while there wasn't sound before. There wasn't sound before. It's let me see if I can supply that sound effect that we all love. Come on. You know what? Here, I'll just give you this. I'll give you a present. Way better than just looking up a sound effect. Because everyone loves that. Except it's calling up.
Oh, I hate the grudge. Yeah, Anton kind of hisses like, "Ooh, that's fucking
But it's even doing that horrible croaking noise.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what? Anton sees it doing that slow crawl. Yeah, he just fucking closed the door. Yep.
Oh no!
It's probably closes the door and just whirls and probably puts Brigida like, because I imagine Brigida jumps about a fucking proverbial mile too.
The two of you stare at this thing for a hot minute, because for a hot second you determined to stare it down, and Brigida is staring, and the only thing saving you from a broken hand is the fact that you are clenching so tight yourself that, like, it's not like it's loose and it's malleable. Your hand is tight. So, no, the two of you are clenching, and you stare, and she stares, and you can feel her kind of doing that tense loom of like, oh, I want to, oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. And you finally close the door, and she just puts herself against it, like, nope.
Yeah, you know what? In fact, you know what? He kind of just moves back with her, like away from it. Just takes a couple of steps back.
Oh no, like you closed the door? Because it's like you pulled it towards you, pushed it shut, and she immediately plants herself against it like, no, that is not, nope. She puffs up to Glabro. This door is not ever opening.
Has the noise stopped?
You can still see Brigida's skin crawling, but for you, the second the door shut, the garble stopped. You still hear some of the croaking, but it's ratcheting down so fast, and then it just stops.
It kind of lets out that breath.
Brigida does not look nearly as relieved. Brigida is still plastered against the door.
Is she wigged or like? Is she like? I know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to tell what a fucking Get Offender is, man.
Brigida is Hodor right now, okay?
Mm-hmm. You know, fuck it. You look. He's been around enough of them. He knows when the runes get wigged, and he'll brush the hair out of her face. Hey, it's over. Stopped.
Are you fucking sure?
I can hear it.
And her nails grind a bit against the wood, but she finally shifts her weight a bit.
All right, come on.
You know what? She even she's gonna do the Arun thing. It's gone. It's totally fine. She eases up, goes to like snag the handle. You gonna stop her?
No, he just does the wait.
The puff of breath is enough that her hair kind of does the
He just eases beside her. And then yeah, just nods.
Yeah, she just eases it open. Not all the way, just like pulls it a bit open to glance down. No, and I'm just going to use this as the placeholder. But sure enough, nothing there. Staircase, same little bit of carpeting, same street lamp light. Just a basement staircase.
See?
Dude, the head shake she does are like, no, that's not even. It's the whole like, that is not okay. Nope.
Yeah,
I
just takes
it.
just takes hold of her hand. Come on, down the stairs.
Yeah, down the stairs.
It's all right. You're all right. Relax. It's okay. We'll get through this.
And she nods, but ma'am. Brigida has been spooked into a pretty solid amount of rage at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, she's running edgy.
Starts to ease down the stairs.
All right. Ooh, where is it? Where the fuck is it? Come on. All right. So you guys ease down, and it'll get obviously as you get further down the staircase, less of the street lamp is going to make it down. And unless you do something to counter that, I'm not sure what, but I figure I'll put it out there.
No. Just down the stairs.
So you ease down, and it gets to that dark. There's really not a damn thing you can do to make it much better, short of like pulling out a flashlight or something. And it's a couple steps carefully taken, still holding onto Brigida with one hand. I don't know about you, but she's holding onto the rail with the other. You can hear the poor thing creaking in fucking protest. You take, another step, and now your shoe's wet. Like up to the ankle, just.
He looks down.
I mean, it is pitch black. You just know that you just plunged your foot into something. Like the step's there, but you are also up under your ankle and God knows what. It's the same kind of corrosive, sickly, sweet smell that's been in the house, but nothing else that'll give you a cue, really. It's just fucking dark.
We need to see if we can find a light.
And, ironically, of all the stupid things, Brigida, like, you feel the tension on your hand as she hears the splash. Like, as if she's ready to yank you back up with her a step or two. But when you say that you need a light, there's some fumbling around, and finally she, like, so that you can find it with your free hand, kind of, like, bats her phone against the back of your hand.
Hey, don't switch on the light.
Thankfully, you know how to use a fucking smartphone. Brigida is tragic. She is fucking tragic. So roughly what you're going to be getting. This is about the closest thing I can find. It's going to have to do. Awesome. Basement's flooded. Not like, head height, but it's what, maybe knee height? Maybe, like, it's kind of hard to tell how much further it goes, how many more steps there are. It's murky. But yeah, you get the little light flashed on and you point it down and it's like, oh, great.
He sits out of breath.
Give you a roll, and I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Roll me 4 dice.
Oh boy.
I'm going to roll Brigida 4 dice. Beautiful. Nearly as beautiful. All right. But yeah, you look down and, oh, great. That's what, at least knee height? Maybe higher? Maybe thigh? What's even in that? That's gross. I'll put it this way. That fucking smell is thick right now.
Yeah, he just looks around. Come on.
Oh, yep. She follows the tug of the hand, even if you're going to plunge into the water. You get to go wading. All right. Just wading in.
Yep.
Okay. So you wade in. Still got Brigida's hand. Still got the phone. You pan around and there's some, there's boxes that have disintegrated. There's old belongings that have spilled out. So, any particular tactic, or are you just going to kind of wait out there and see what happens?
It's kind of waiting out there and seeing what he can see among, like, yeah, there may be disintegrated boxes and stuff like that, but he's looking for anything that stands out. Aside from the disintegrating boxes, aside from the water, there's something. It led us to here. So there must be something.
Give me an alertness check. It will be, I'll say, 1 point higher just because all you've got is the phone light.
3.
Beautiful. Even at diff 7.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Bay. So, you start waiting out. And there's a couple times that Brigida kind of like shortens up for a second, like goes still, and you have to kind of like give a tug, but she doesn't go for like the hella squeeze or anything. She is just hyper vigilant, it seems like. But as you're panning the camera around, or the, I should say the light around, so for 3 successes, first and foremost, good friend, the thing you're going to find first is the prior occupant of the house.
Yay!
Yay! Down here in the water.
Yay!
Anton, this stuff is like not quite waist height, more like you know what? It's just enough to get like when you move around, the sloshing gets the crotch of your pants wet. But yeah, oh yeah, just about that high. So certainly not deep enough that someone realistically should have drowned in it. But yeah, all the same, both of you get to make that lovely discovery together.
Mm-hmm. Yay! We'll talk about the dead body in a minute. Yay! What else do I see?
What else do I see? Floating corpse. Very nice. But what else?
Yeah, it's like, all right, dead body. I'll focus on that in a minute. What else is in the immediate vicinity?
So you pan around to keep looking. That's when there's a tight squeeze and dude, she thrashes back. Like not away from you, but off to one side enough to kind of pull you around awkwardly as you're trying to pan the fucking light.
Yeah, makes that, like that
Yep.
noise.
There's she gives a terse choke of a noise, but doesn't yell, to her credit. But when you get spun back around and look at her, she is looking at that body like it tried to reach out and bite her.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
It takes some work. Like are you going to do anything to get her to
I'll reach over and touch the side of her like hair and like push in to he reaches her face and like turn her to look at him.
Ironically, this time it takes like you got to kind of wrench.
Oh, he does.
To turn around.
Hey, look at me.
It It fucking moved. I fucking saw it.
It's just a dead body.
It lunged. Scared the fucking ear off of me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just a body. It's okay. It's okay.
You don't see it? She's like gesturing. Like, do you not?
No.
Are you fucking taking crazy pills right now? Like gesturing.
Brigida. He just says it's kind of like this cut with he's not raising his voice. It's just this calm kind of cut, if you get me. Of course, I didn't see it. Kind of gives that emphasis, like, yeah, of course I didn't see it. Only you saw it.
Yeah, she's back to like the fucking amped panting again.
Breathe.
So you don't see it, fucking looking at us right now. You don't see that.
No, look over.
Yeah, she looks over to it. I mean, Anton. No, it's it is right where you left it.
Like, is it up or down? Like, is it face up or face down?
It is. I'm trying to think. After a while,
If it was lunging at her.
Eventually.
Hmm?
Like bodies, after a while, don't they sink?
Yeah.
It's just kind of thumped onto the floor under the water.
All right.
Kind of mostly on the front.
Yeah, so it's not like face up, right? Or is it like flat down on its belly?
It's kind of it's not laying beautifully one side or the other. It's mostly on its belly. It's a little kind of twisted about. You can imagine it was floating and then it fell and it has kind of
Sank.
Yeah.
Plopped. Now, turn and look over. I told you, it's fucking with your head. I need you to breathe.
Yeah, you look at it, she looks at it, she looks at you and sees that you're honestly not having the same reaction. And
it reads off how you're feeling. It reads off your reaction. I need you to breathe.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So if I don't look at it, okay.
It's okay.
If it bites me like a fucking zombie, I am never gonna forgive you.
Going to do that.
Yeah, she finally even turns her head up just to not look at it.
Now, we're going to take a look at it. And you stay behind me and keep a hold of me.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I catch up.
Just gives her a nod. It's again, it's not for her. The emphasis for her, it's not demeaning. It's supportive. Like, it's like, okay, we're just going to do that. You and me.
Yeah. And again, Anton, it is, especially since she popped Glabro, like she's carefully not hurt you with the claws, even though they're small, they're mild compared to like the Krynos talons, but
Brigida.
That was a hell of a clinch.
Brigida, shift down and you're going to break my wrist.
You know what? Give me the leadership role for that one. You're telling the Arun to disarm.
It's like, no, it's like in his mind, her behavior is just only giving this thing more ammunition.
That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Yeah.
5. You know what? For 5, that is an exceptional success. She takes a second, she sucks in a breath or two, and finally, it's just like, okay. It just
do emphasize it by touching her face, much like a pack mate does. You getting like this is only giving it what it wants. I know you're amped. I know. But that's what it's wanting you to do. It wants you like this.
Okay.
Okay?
And she She shrinks. It's just okay.
Okay. He just gives her the nod once, like, okay. And he just, lets her hold on to him as he eases over towards the body.
Oh yeah. You are more than welcome to check out this completely harmless little old lady who apparently looked like Satan to Brigida a moment ago.
Yeah. And he'll do the unfortunate thing and reach down to yank it up.
I mean, it's at the risk of saying the obvious, it's a body. You reach down, take a hold, pull this little old lady up by her little old sweater.
It's like it's more he's trying to see a kill wound, essentially. What did it? You know what I mean?
Give me a medicine check. It is not that blatant.
Oh, I will. Perception of something? Oh. No.
It's one of those things where like you want there to be a kill wound.
It's
and you're
besides it's been underwater for a hot minute, so
yeah,
it's gonna be hard
one of
to
those things where you really aren't keen on strip searching grandma here for a kill wound. You're not finding one. You don't see anything like strangulation. You don't see damage.
There any
grandma.
There's any hospital tags on her, like, a recently returned patient from a hospital would have, like, do you know what I mean? Maybe anything like that. Just anything distinctive on her person that hasn't been washed away.
Let me think. You know what? Let's do a roll to see. No little bracelet or anything. If that happened, she, probably snipped it off when she got home. You could probably look around the house if you wanted to try to find something like that, but nothing on her.
Yeah, glance around, as he eases the thing back down. Old lady. He'll look around the area that they found her in. It's not like he's glancing down underneath the water, but no, like even above him, like it's like he's combing the area just to kind of piece together, like, how the fuck did she end up down here? It's that type of vibe. You know what I mean? He's trying to put the puzzle pieces together, essentially.
Looking around, it's kind of what you'd expect someone her age. Like, there's a lot of keepsakes, a lot of old belongings, some old furniture, a lot of boxes. One of the corners has been mostly taken up by furniture that's been stacked aside for like one of her kids or grandkids to eventually take and use. Not that they're going to want it now that it's waterlogged, but it's a storage basement. There's you can see a big fridge off to one side. That's probably not still running. Who knows what's in that? Like,
and judging by the volume of flooding, how long of this basement? How long would this would have taken to get to this badly? Like, how long has this woman been dead for?
that is a very good question. How long has it taken to get this flooded? Because you know what? Basements, like, normally say, like, it rains a lot, you'll get a bit of a layer on the ground. But if it gets to even ankle height, that's pretty excessive.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a lot higher than that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. And yeah, exactly.
Roll an investigation.
Sure. I'm assuming forensic would pop for this.
Yes, actually.
4 successes.
Beautiful. So with 4 successes, you go looking now because, okay, how long has she been down here? Was she down here before it flooded? Like, what happened to Grandma?
Exactly, yeah. It's just that this is a serious level of flooding. This would have had to take in time.
So as you're kind of going around the basement, Brigida's going with you. You notice there's a lot of damage. Like, admittedly, it looks like it's an old house. The foundation's pretty shit at this point. Water damage, plants breaking through. But there is a point where you see just a teeny bit of motion in the water as if that must be where it's trickling in. Not a lot, not in like volume. But there's a trickle. There's like some cracks and breaks in the foundation of the basement wall. And let's give you both another roll as you go to investigate. One for you, naturally. One for her, naturally. I don't know why you have all the luck. So, you go to investigate. You're pulling along. I'll give you a quick alertness check.
Sure. Actually, I rolled way too many dice and I rolled there too. But the crow. 3.
So for 3 successes, you easing towards this point of like, you know, where it's, you can see a little bit of stirring. There's probably water leaking in there somewhere. And you go over, you start kind of like looking at it, maybe poking at the wall to see how bad the damage is. And it's not that Brigitte grasps tighter, it's that her fingers kind of lighten their hold. Like in almost what catches you is that it doesn't feel voluntary. It feels like her grasp is flickering.
Say that bit again, it kind of broke up for me.
Basically, as you go to examine where the water is trickling in,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get over there, get right in it. Brigitte basically does the opposite of squeezing your hand. Instead of the fingers like twitching tighter, they're twitching looser. Like she's kind of losing the muscle or nervous control almost. It's a weird feeling. She goes from grasping at it to kind of like the opposite.
Oh, he turns his head, like whips his head around immediately.
And let's see, how would I describe it? It's you whip a glance around and it's not angry panting anymore. It's like she's sucking for air almost. She's, you know, there's a little bit of a head shake, like she's getting, it looks for all the world like she's getting lightheaded. Like she's having trouble breathing.
What Anton does very quickly, using the phone as his point. Charisma ritual stiff 7.
You starting to roll that fucking cleansing?
Yep.
Oh boy. I mean, that TV static goes all kinds of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Since you can still hear it. The immediate effect, because you're lucky, you are in the Tellurian, is that Brigitte starts. I mean, she breathes a little easier. It's like she's finally caught a little bit. She's not panting quite as desperately. But man, the fucking air almost turns against you. Everything, like the tension cranks up. Something is angry. And finally, because Brigitte is not completely without any kind of sense, she finally, of all things, grabs the fucking face mask, slaps it over her head, and activates it.
Oh yeah, he does much the same. Probably yanking Brigitte fully into him so they kind of topple backwards.
Yeah, you can abandon the cleansing to do it.
Oh yeah, like protectively grabbing her.
Yeah, as soon as she's got the mask on, like you pull her in, she's yanking the straps on the thing to get it on properly because you can tell she's never put this fucking thing on. So she's getting it situated. Both of you pulse out the noses for activation, and she almost immediately starts breathing easier.
Yeah, he's got her cling. Like, she can feel it. He's just clinging on to her, and he's like, it's all right. I got you.
Yeah, she starts bobbing the head, but you can tell she's not wasting her breath. She's now that she can breathe, she is sucking it in to kind of make up for the lack earlier. Probably lightheaded again just from finally getting enough oxygen.
Yeah, he's just rubbing her shoulder. It's all right. It's obviously some sort of fucking smoke. Some sort of,
things really work though.
yeah, it's obviously some sort of bane.
Oh, fucking Christ.
It's all right. You're all right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
hey, what,
Can you stand?
yeah.
Just
Finally, and
he helps her up. Like, he eases her up.
yeah, she finally seems to be, now that she's got air, she starts getting herself steady, gets upright, gives her head a shake again, just that clear your head kind of head shake. But whereas before she looked like she was on the verge of like just straight passing out, no, she's coming back around. She's stirred back in. Second wind, as it were. So what do we do when they do whatever it is we made these masks for?
Her accent's even worse now, muffled. Oh my god. No, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what?
What do we do now?
We keep investigating. Now it won't fuck with us as much.
Okay, you're the boss.
If needs be, we'll get you out of here.
Nah.
Hey, we can always come back.
No can do. I'm good.
All right. He just gives her that nod. Like, if needs be, they can regroup and come back with more people. But for now, he'll keep checking out the place he was checking, keeping hold of her hand.
Yeah. And ironically, now that she has the mask on, she, stays vigilant, but she stops spooking almost completely. But you investigate, and it seems like, there must be some sort of major pipe or something. Maybe is it a house pipe? Is it a city? I don't fucking know, but something is leaking water into here.
He just
And
nods.
this place reeks.
He's just like, all right, you want to play it this way? Yeah, he'll just nod to himself, and he just nods at her to brace. It's like cleansing again.
Wow, even with the dice against you, 2 successes. Yeah, you can begin. Sadly, cleansing is not an Arun specialty. So, Brigitte, once you start, she'll slip free of your hands so you have it to do the ritual, and she just takes up sentinel position while you're doing it, watching the water, watching around. Probably even gets the phone off you since you need to do gestures and she needs to have her eyes out. So you can begin to perform a rite of cleansing. It takes about 10 minutes, but sure enough, it's odd because I assume you're going to blast with a sense worm after to see the effect.
Yep.
There's a tangible effect. Now, there's a lot of whatever this is, but at least this basement's a little clearer.
It's more, is it going to give the same angry reaction that it did this time? That's what he's looking for. Because I had a very distinct reaction when I did it there. That's what he's looking for.
Check. See if it does something really outrageous. Okay. So you do the cleansing. Take a solid 10 minutes. You stick to it. Now, I won't say this basement's clean off of one
Oh no, of course not.
cleansing roll.
Oh,
But it's better.
Yeah, he's
Now,
never.
the smell
Mm-hmm.
point, very important point, the smell does not dissipate at all as a response. It's definitely cleaner down here. But whatever's going on that's causing that smell, it's not gone.
All right. You smell that? Just look over.
And I mean, with the mask on and everything, I've been smelling it since we got here.
Yeah.
Could fucking catch a waft of it up on the street. It's a lot stronger down here, though.
That's what it is. Whatever taint it is, or whatever bane it probably is, that's what it is.
The fuck's it coming from?
He'll just follow the scent, keeping hold of her.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
at this
you've
point,
got...
at this point, I imagine they're fucking glued together at this point because of all the fucking shit they're going through at the minute.
Oh, yeah, you've got the point where the water's trickling in, but that's it, unless you want to start busting through the wall to figure out what kind of pipe is busted. Who knows how much water will come in if you do.
No, he'll head back towards the old lady. And it's just his head tilt, looking over. The pipe busted. But then kind of gestures down at the body. What'd she die from?
Bless Brigida's heart, she looks over you and shrugs and goes, I don't know, drown?
No. This level of flooding takes time.
She pulls up the hands like, I don't know what you want from me. I am not a forensic scientist. Like, I don't know. She didn't have any marks on her. I just said she drowned.
There's no way she could have. Like, with his forensic knowledge, there's no way.
I mean, with your just common sense, how do you drown in water this shallow? Unless you mean to.
Unless you...
Unless you mean to.
Yeah, it's that... He's about to say it. He's like... There's no way... Unless she meant to. You know, there's like he looks up at Brigida, unless she meant to.
I don't know. I thought maybe she was an old lady, tripped on a step or something, couldn't get back up in the water. I don't know.
Oh, this level of shallow water, you'd have to drown in unless you try to drown in it. You get me? And she bears no visible wounds or anything like that. You'd see it. Even a fall. There's no damage.
Just like the frowny shrug of like, I don't know. It sounds legit to me. I don't know why Grandma chose to just.
He's going to start looking like he'll ease up the body again. And he's not going to look for markings of fall damage or anything. He's going to look for anything, any markings that are unusual, anything, not essentially like wormish, but something that, like even just a mark that just doesn't look like your typical scar, doesn't look like your typical thing, something that's out of place. It's like he's looking for, because, you know, the idea that she did this herself, and now this obviously quite powerful, like reasonably powerful Bane is here. There's a coincidence here that something does not feel right.
I'm not going to be mean enough to ask you to roll. The kind of markings you're looking for are not something you would find.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. But it's more than what he's looking for then is to be able to drown yourself, you got to hold yourself down. And your body's going to naturally buck up against that. He's going to look around to see what did she hold herself down with. if she did this.
So you're looking specifically for things for that she would have held on to, or are you checking over what she's got on her? Like,
Yeah,
what do
pretty
you?
much. Yeah, checking what she's got on her. Did she tie fucking like a cinder block to her fucking knee, or did you know what I mean? What did she do to hold herself down? He's like looking all around, looking on her. Do you know what I mean?
All right. So I'm not going to make you roll to search an old lady's pockets. She doesn't have that many. She's not being double secret about it. You find various prescription bottles.
With medicine 3, like, are we talking like heavy sedatives?
We're talking an interesting cocktail. Probably whatever she had in her cabinet. It wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, pass them
Top
up.
of that, like how many stories are there of someone just choosing to walk into the ocean? Essentially,
Yeah,
if she
Just-
chose to like fucking bend down and breathe in water,
exactly. Dosed up to fuck. Yeah, she wouldn't even feel it. Just hands over the bottles to fucking the Brigida.
she fucks him over, eyeballs him.
Enough cocktails, you wouldn't even feel the water go in.
Oh, I hate it. She, just flips him over in her hand. Still has the mask on, but just like, oh, I hate it. Why?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why?
I don't know that I even need pills if I kept seeing shit like I was seeing just a minute ago.
No, this is the after effect, the echo.
Is it?
Maybe.
Still fucking reeks down here.
You take a look at like some of the medication. Do you know what I mean? And it does the smell linger on the body as well.
Oh yeah. That smell is omnipresent, man. It's smothering. It's thick down here.
This is where she did it. So it's also going to have the greatest effect. Let's.
The smell is not entirely unfamiliar, Anton.
What does it smell like?
Remember your last haunted house?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the gas?
Oh. Yeah, I imagine it. You know that. I imagine it takes a second for him to click. If you get me, you know what I mean?
It wasn't this thick last time. It was there, but it was more subtle. Right now, man, this place, no wonder she was having trouble breathing. If it's thick enough that it smells this much, maybe that's what that sweet tang is to it. Before you barely noticed it, but now, yeah, Brigida was literally passing out from lack of air.
Brigida, this is them.
Who's this him?
They use a particular particular scent. There's been so much volume of this. You're passing out due to lack of oxygen from it.
Oh, good thing we have these handy dandy whatever the fuck these are.
This is them.
That's about time you hear footsteps above, and she, glances up and says, "What's that?"
Yeah, oh yeah, he looks up.
Oh yeah, footsteps. Not like orderly, just kind of hefty, inconsistent footsteps.
Where's Scraps? He just says quietly.
You see her get a little distant looking. It's out between the houses.
He just takes her by the hand, stacks up beside, see that concrete wall where the stairs is? Stacks up there, puts her against his chest, and just waits. So he essentially, if that thing comes down, he could spring load her at it. But it's like staying together, so if needs be, he can even keep her quiet if she gets a bit too amped. He just nods his head. Wait.
She nods. You can tell the The pulse picks up again, though. Oh, we're about to do it. We're about to do it this time. That's real. It's got footprints. I know it's real. So, as the two of you wait, I mean, man, it's a noise. It is. It doesn't sound properly like steps, almost. There's kind of a grating sound, almost like nails are dragging, but it's not like 4 feet. It still sounds kind of like 2. Right. Let's get a thing set up here. Give me one moment.
And I will you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to make sure that we're not seen. I'll activate Shadow Weaving. There you go. I'll make this me and
I'm
my dear.
lowering your diff some because it is pitch black down here already.
I'm already at it.
Off that camera or the phone.
Yeah, he does. And there is my stealth roll while holding on to Brigida, Katie.
I can only see half of it, and it's still fucking.
I'll put it like this: with Shadow Weaving as well, because you've already lowered the diff. That's 8 successes.
Beautiful.
So, like, Brigida gets to feel Anton just tuck her in beside him, like literally fold her in, and he just whispers, "Whatever you do, do not move until I say." And he just folds her into the dark. Imagine it must feel jarring because the darkness that envelops the two of them.
Oh, it does. Literally shroud the two of you in pitch fucking black. Let's get this all sexy. Because, I'll give you a spoiler. It's coming right for you. Slowly. But
Good
oh
luck
Lord,
fucking-
it's coming.
Good luck fucking fighting me with that roll. Jesus Christ.
Let's just do that. And do that. So what's going to come down the stairs? Jesus, Brigida, fucking shameless. While you're chilling with Bay against the wall, yeah, it's coming.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, he watches it come down the stairs and he does not move because, honestly, good luck. But just keeps Brigida right up against him.
Oh, I mean, you can feel, especially as that thing, like the first limb stretches through the doorway and into the water, glooshes in. Oh, she's like a fucking, I don't know, like a bowstring. If she got any tighter, she would just straight snap in half. She is.
She can feel just Anton lightly shake his head, just no.
Oh yeah, she doesn't do it, but you can feel her just go rock fucking solid in preparation. She, if you hadn't literally wrapped the both of you in shadows. No, for the moment, the first limb comes down, glooshes into the water, and then the second sways in, carrying that body. It essentially has to duck. Like, it's almost like it's crawling down the stairs because the arms, it's not that the body's small, it's that the arms are long. Fingers are long.
Oh, he watches, assessing.
And I mean, think of just about any video game as it eases in, creeps. You can hear like a wet kind of snuffling coming out of the face, the mouth, the nose. As it finally eases up after getting through the door, and with those arms, it can take long strides through the water, splishing, bumping casually past the body. No real mind to it. But looking, searching, snuffling. How you
So
feeling?
Oh, Anton's not nervous, no. Fascinated, if anything. Because, oh, this is new.
This is new, and this seems to have given enough of a fuck to have manifested.
Oh, yeah. Brigida feels Anton just... I imagine she's looking at him. She'll see his eyes trail over towards the stairs because he notices that delay. That couple of minutes that it took to get through. And then when his eyes meet hers, he looks at the door, the stairway. If they were going to hit it, right there. Right between that second.
With the lights out and all, you guys are clear to do whatever movements you'd like, as long as you're mindful of the fact that right now you're in water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she feels the creepiest whisper in her ear. Because it must be creepy, and being in the literal shadow.
Well, never mind that if he doesn't want it to hear it, he's got to be like right up lips to her ear.
Yeah. It delays at the stairs. If we're going to hit it, we need to hit it there. Right as it's coming out. I'm going to move. No, he says, I'm going to move.
It's a very minuscule nod.
I want you to move with me. Step by step.
And how is he holding on to her?
He's got his, basically, she's in front of him. So she's like a wall. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His hand has got her backhand, right hand. And then his arm is around her waist, around her belly. So if he has to lean them back, he can lean her back with him, and she can bend back with him. It's almost like they're in part of like a dance. If you get me.
So what happens is he says, I'm going to move, and he feels that little doom doom, some of the tension goes down so that she is a little more mobile. If you start to move her, there's more freedom of motion now. Instead of her being a tense, fucking boulder of a human being.
And I will roll blur on top of my blur on top of my stealth. Blur, of course, never activates when I want it to activate. Never.
It's okay. You've already got a good stealth. I'm not going to make you reroll.
Oh, sweet. I will get to the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And just ease her up the stairs. One step at a time.
The fun part is how slowly you have to go to not make drippy drops.
Of course. He gets to study. All the while he's doing it.
Oh, it's kind of combing its way around the various piles of furniture, keepsakes, garbage, whatever. It doesn't care what's here. It doesn't bump into any of it, to be fair. It doesn't want to make over much noise. It doesn't want to smack things around. It just wants to find you.
He watches the entire process. How it moves light in its feet, how it does these things, how it just obsessively searches. Oh, he watches everything. like a curious puppy. And once they're up the stairs, he just whispers again, so delicately into her ear. It's gonna come up when you make noise. If we shift, we'll make noise, so we're gonna have to do this quickly.
There's a bob of the head again.
So let me know when you're ready.
Oh, what she'll do is there's a bob of the head, and she will probably lay her hand on the arm that's around her stomach and give it like a quick squeeze.
Yeah, he just nods and just lets go very delicately, very carefully.
Yeah, she does just the slightest, probably the most subtle kind of flex of body he's ever seen. But it's just okay. I can move. So she does that little flex around and then just turns a glance back, waiting for a cue.
He just positions himself just at the entrance to the door, and he just taps, like he just points down at the floor and just does like a line, like make a noise. He will spend the rage to just ease up into Krynos, so there's no popping sounds. There's no, do you know what I mean? It's just one smooth motion.
All right, and he has given her the cue that hands down, we need to tackle this thing while it's on the stairwell,
Yep.
while it doesn't have freedom of motion. So she eases over closer to the stairwell, just like you can tell she's holding her breath. And once she's there, you know what? I'm not spending rage for you. I'm going to be noisy. And I'm going to save it all for when you get up these stairs.
He's only doing it just so he can be quiet. Oh yeah, he's expecting her. Yeah, she's gonna make that noise.
Oh, yeah. She make it a noise. Snapping, crackling, even snarling as she grows. And I mean, the splashing. By the way, spoiler, as soon as the stepping started, the static is gone.
Oh, I bet it did.
So, there's suddenly an enthusiastic motion, splashing, a wet gargling. Well, can't really call it a scream. It doesn't get that kind of volume. The quietest kind of roar you've ever heard. It's just a gargle more than anything. As you can tell, it begins trying to rip its way up the stairs.
Oh, that's when Anton hits. I will make full use of that ambush dice, Katie. Full fucking use. I'm not even mad.
Do it. She gave up her ambush for you.
I'm not
She
even
did it for you.
She fucking damn right she fucking did. Just for this fucking sexy ass dice pool that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take away 2 is 5 successes.
Serious?
That is one of the best damage rolls I've ever rolled. Katie, please put that in the last cub shot. Look at that.
That is
Look
all
at that.
successes.
No one's look. Please put that in the
That
fucking.
is
Look at that.
all
Look at that.
successes.
Look at that. Look at it. Look at it.
I'm not gonna do it right this second, but I am gonna save it and send it to you because Damn.
Fuck, that was good. That's actually more than oh no, my strength special does not pop. I have iron grip for this bad boy. But that's still
That's still
fuck.
15 successes. That is all successes. That's why I started laughing. I'm like, where are the fives? Where's anything under a six? No, that is 15 successes.
Yep.
Describe to me your attack so I can figure out what the hell just happened.
So, you know, it bounds up the stairs. I imagine like the creepy fucking beast that it is, you know, that horrific obsessive bound they seem to all do. Like this
It's-
hungry, you
The
know.
worst part is it's got a kind of like weird contorted scramble because the arms are too long for it to like freely move up the staircase. So it's twisted and contorted, but yeah, it's like dragging itself along up the stairs.
So the second it comes up and it seems into view, all it'll see is this, like the shadows essentially just vanish. And this big black furred Krynos emerges much like the GIF and just snarls once and strikes. Just aiming right at the connecting point of it, the shoulder ligament and those long limbs. Just right through, one swing.
You know what? I'm not rolling soak on that. That's just mean. That is a 15 success attack. So you swipe at shoulder level, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the arms is going to come off entirely, flat out. Now, it's hard to swipe across both because they're on opposite sides of the body, but one arm flops off immediately and the thing starts careening. You do gash along the body as well, but oh my god, Anton, that poor Bane.
It was
What
fucking
did that
brutal.
do?
That was fucking brutal. You know what I mean?
It was beautiful. And the best part is that you swipe across. And I'm assuming you're sweeping so that Brigitte has any room to come in on this.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to sweep across. You take off one of the arms entirely, and Brigitte has been waiting all night for this. Brigitte carries that bitch all the way back down the stairs. Thumping, bumping, crashing, she lunges and full tackles it down the stairs, slamming it into the stairs repeatedly as you go.
Oh, yeah. Once he hears the sounds of it, like the death squeals of it, essentially, because I imagine Brigitte fucking decimates that.
Oh yeah, she alpha strikes like a champ.
I've probably fucking near killed it anyway, so Brigitte just fucking finishes that thing off.
You wrecked its fucking day. Brigitte just gets the satisfaction of riding it down the stairs and mauling what's left.
Oh yeah, he comes down the stairs, down in Hamid, just walking down.
Oh yeah, she rips it apart, man. She's had a lot of rage tonight. She absolutely blasted out 3 from the drop, and by time the thing it gargles its way out and begins dissipating, because it doesn't belong on this side of the gauntlet, she is panting with the fucking excitement and exertion and probably hasn't been able to even like blow her full load yet.
Oh yeah, no. Once he's down there, he stands in the stairwell waiting till he sees her Hamid form.
I don't think you've ever managed to see a Krynos look so fucking disappointed. Because let's face it, you hit the thing like a Mack truck. She finally flicks what's left as it's still like dissipating back onto the bottom of the staircase in case you're interested in it. Kind of does an agitated swipe of a splash in the water and finally rockets back down.
You okay?
Oh. Motherfucker didn't even have the decency to take all fucking 3 hits. What a fucking bastard.
Are you okay?
Jesus, yeah. kind of brushes off where she's got maybe like a bruise or two just because she probably took some out of spite toppling down the stairs.
Come here, come on. We'll hold out his hand.
Yeah, she comes over. She'll even take it. He's been very hands on this whole time. She's not about to fucking nitpick it now.
It's more like he's seen pack members do this with each other, so fuck it. Why not just establish that fucking this is our relationship now? You know what I mean?
All right, and what is he doing?
He just lets her hold on to it like that. It's that kind of squeeze. It's that you got it. You know, it's that silent non-jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and finally, naturally, it looked ridiculous. The mask is still there. But you can see the bit of the grin in the eyes as she's finally... I mean, let's face it, Anton, it's in her ruin. She feels safer. She finally was able to hit the thing.
She also got to see the Ragabash fucking absolutely just...
Oh yeah, his shit wrecking it only did him good points with her. So she finally just settles back on, like, you gotta imagine there's an almost manic smile under the mask. She takes the hand, gives it a squeeze, and finally leans in to, across the body, reach over and give him, like, the thump on the shoulder. Oh, and, Scraps is feeling awful let out, but, says the whole place is fucking dead like this.
I'll have to come back here in greater force.
Probably is really seeping in. She glances back as you guys are, I assume, stepping out of the water and all.
Oh yeah, he's like helping her up the stairs.
Yeah, she glances back behind him. Probably is seeping in.
This is them. This is their first stage of this is what I anticipated they'll do. They'll start spreading. Meaning we're going to have to take teams and clear this entire town out.
Isn't that going to be something?
We can do it. But for now, Brigida, I want you to stay with me for a bit. Let Scraps go back to the others. You got wigged. You got wigged bad.
Don't like that hooky spooky shit.
I mean, I don't blame you. It freaked me out a couple of times. So, let me help you unwind.
Like a kind of a puzzled but interested kind of glance. She shrugs readily enough.
I hope you don't... hold up. I hope you don't mind this. It's what I learned, apparently, that wolves do with each other is physical contact and shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of touching.
Alright then. You just gives that, like, emphasis of a nod, like... Well, there's a Waffle House not too far away from here. We'll go
You're
there.
gonna feed me and everything?
Yeah, we'll relax together.
It's really like the frown of the nod, like the Obama not bad. You're gonna start making Scraps jealous? You're not careful?
Look, we work together. And you got spooked, and I can take care of the people I work with. It's part of the job.
Okay, but if he finds out I didn't bring him some waffles home, he's gonna be fucking pissed.
Well, we are a little secret then.
She cracks a grin. You can tell without even being able to see it. You can tell.
Gene, can you drive your bike?
Can I drive it?
No, can he drive it?
Oh, hell no.
All right.
I mean, maybe an emergency, but you wouldn't want him driving it all the way back to fucking
Well,
base.
no. I'm just making sure. Just gives a nod. Just gives a nod, like, all right. I didn't know. You know, that kind of spread the hands. Like, he'd wait till they're outside before he takes off the mask.
Oh, she still leaves it on. She's paranoid now. Fuck all of this.
So,
Nah, we got a couple, we found some bolt holes. Let's go into the closest one.
all right. We'll go get fucking food. We'll relax. Because you look like you need to unwind, no matter how much of a fucking badass you are. He doesn't say think, he says you are. make sure he emphasizes that.
Oh, she knows the difference, and she notes the difference.
So this gives that kind of emphasis. It's like that supportive hand squeeze of like, look, we're together in that mansion and we're working together. We need to fucking bond, man. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. It's a very earnest thing. So
Well,
I
she
figured
bobs the head.
what better
It's
way
all
to
right.
do
That'll
it?
make up for you and Scraps flirting the other day.
Yeah, I was just play fighting.
Flirting.
It's like
So far.
smirking over. He just shakes his head. No, that was more flirting for me.
You know, if this is what you consider flirting, I'm going to be real concerned when you finally take a mate.
I'm glad it's over. I already have one.
Oh, yeah, but you found Heidi that way.
Yeah,
No, but you better not be taking her out for trips like this just for date night.
I don't take it. No. It gives her like the look like
It's over like, sir.
no, that's just for you.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's the little fan myself gesture, like, oh, well.
But I figured the best way to help you unwind is get some food and relax, and you, well, be Guru. Most of the others don't know how to do this whole intimacy thing, and you do, so gives a shrug.
There's a, again, it's just such an easy glance. You know, even with the mask on. Let's oh Jesus, young lady. Yeah, it's such an easy glance over.
What?
You do this with all the runes. Grinning. Finally tugs the mask down under her chin.
Just the ones that can actually do their job.
Ooh, that sounds suspiciously like Shade.
It is. I need to talk to you about something anyway. I figure
yeah?
it'd be better we do it together. And since we just went through some shit together, it gives a smile.
Oh yeah.
What better time to do it when we're just at equal standing? He emphasizes like equal standing because we both went through shit together there. No one was more badass than the other. We both went through it.
You ever following you on the bike?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she gives the nod.
You'll drive to like one of the local fucking diners. You know what I mean? That's definitely on the border of like Roanoke. I imagine there's like the truck stop
Oh
shop.
yeah, there's something.
Oh yeah, and he'll ease in, pick a fucking booth and everything, wait for her to fucking pull up and walk in, order a fuck ton of food because it's in a room.
Oh yeah, she'll eat everything.
And
Never fear.
he'll emphasize, no, don't sit across, sit beside me.
Oh yeah, she probably autopilot goes to sit across and you gesture over. She shrugs and just thumps down into the seat, like bumps against you and everything.
He
And
gives
it's
a
not,
grin.
again, it's not challenging. It's just I don't give a fuck and you don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bump against you because we don't give a fuck, and that's good.
You get, like I said, he's picking up the techniques of how pack interact with each other. You know what I mean? It's like a learning curve for him. Like
Oh, yeah.
even the subtle hand holding, it's not like intimate as if it's a romantic thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's learning.
Oh yeah, and it's funny. She doesn't really go for the hand-holdy type stuff, but bumping against him and stuff, she does more of it. It's one of those things where like you've seen her and Scraps like bump back and forth as they were walking, just thumping with a shoulder, thumping with her leg.
Oh yeah, like she'll
Just
notice
constant, easy, kind of casual interaction.
he doesn't do like hand holding like his intimate stuff. It's like he plays. Essentially, do you know when you're like playing with another person's hand? Essentially, it's that type of vibe.
Oh yeah,
Like, he'll play with their fingers or then like do it's very much like a dog does with its paw. It's like I put this here. You know what I mean?
I put this here. Dunk. Yeah. But yeah, that'll work. Admittedly, the holding is like it was a new way of doing it for her, but she didn't seem to overtly mind it.
He'll even
But if you like reach over and just kind of thump your hand on top of her, she doesn't care. That is something Scraps does.
he'll emphasize like as they're eating, and you know when he does the hold, he'll look over. When I first came and first found everything, Heidi, me, and I know it's different with Kinfolk and Garou and all that, but Jane especially, considering some of the dreams she had, this was one of the sure ways that we could actually find comfort. It's nothing, you know, litany breaking or anything. Like, you know, it leads to nothing rule breaking. But it was the only way that we could, you know, it was that kind of constant, like, sharp reminder that we're there, you know?
You know, if we could break the litany by holding hands, I'm pretty sure that we'd be drowning in Maris by now.
He gives her a grin. I'm just more making sure you understand why I do it. Same way as I see you and Scraps play bump each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's that kind of sharp squeeze to just remind us that we're, you know, the person's there. It's like snapping you into reality. It's like a grounding point.
Well, see, I elbow him. Hurts more, though. It's like,
I mean, it grids over. I mean, it works. It's just, I imagine when you're fresh out of a fucking nightmare, most people ain't going to appreciate a fucking sharp jab to the ribs.
Oh, probably not. No, that's a bad time for an elbow.
Oh, yeah.
Better time for a headlock. Sage nod, like, oh, yeah. I know exactly what I'm on about. Yeah.
You all right after that?
You know, once I'm able to punch it, it's a lot better. Yeah.
Just gives a nod.
I don't do with that hooky spooky shit.
No,
Spirits
no.
of bullshit.
It's okay. I mean, they freaked us out a couple of times too, so don't feel bad. Besides, we killed the fuck out of it.
Oh my god, we killed the fuck out of it.
So don't.
You killed it too fast. She like looks over like, how dare?
Just gives a smirk. What can I say? I'm very good at picking and choosing when I hit.
You gonna give me the Arun equivalent of blue balls? Do you really want an Arun that's blue balled?
No. Besides, there's a whole fucking town of those things. Probably.
Ugh. Don't be real nice if they had the common decency stay on their side of everything, you know?
I baited it out.
Oh, I hated it.
Yeah, just nodding. Oh, we found them at least, or found one of their spreads. So it's progress.
So you said you wanted to ask me anything?
I did. I figured you would give a very balanced opinion, considering some of the others are not as experienced. You know, like, you know, just be play touching her hand. I know you've seen it with Wendy. He just emphasizes, like, you've seen it with Wendy.
No, the best thing she'll ever be is a soldier.
Some of the party are not even thinking she's going to make that.
Well, she's gonna have to. She won't make it at all.
That's the point I'm making. He kind of lets out that nod. He like sips whatever like fucking drink they were given.
Yeah, there's a mild grimace just because. I'll put it this way: for Brigitte, it's a grim reality. A lot of cubs don't make it, especially Arun cubs.
The point being that she's starting to become a liability.
What's she doing?
Apparently, well, either she's not working the training, or there was an incident where she nearly contacted her parents, which nearly put the entire place in jeopardy.
So take her phone.
We did. Like I said, we're keeping her in check as much as we can, but it's getting to the point where some of us are thinking it's an easier option to remove it. But it's on the thinking. He puts up his hands. It's not a definite reality. It's just some of the ideas that have been put at the table. I, for one, don't want it to get to that point. Because that's another soldier off the battlefield, and that's one less of our number.
So she it's funny because there are parts of her food that she is very willing to lean over and be like, no, this is mine. There's other things that she kind of bumps out to where like it's within sharing range. You could snag it and she probably wouldn't slap you for it. It is the weirdest like social eating.
Oh, yeah.
Like she gets her fruit covered waffles and she will bite you. But you know, other things she will just kind of bat over to where they are grabbable. It is, but she hunches forward over her plate again thoughtfully. Look, not every cub gets the whole idea, you know, especially when they grow up outside. Best thing you can do with Narun, if she ain't getting it, start taking her on missions, more of them, make her fight it, make her see it. She'll either get it and catch her stride, be a good Arun, or sooner or later, she displays the hands. She won't.
We're trying. We are taking her out on stuff, and we're trying to encourage her to do stuff. It's just... I'll put it like this, she managed to fuck herself with Crow so bad at one point that she blatantly says she doesn't trust any of us. And our best intentions for her at all. Like I said, she has made this... You gotta give that a mountain out of a molehill.
Look.
To the point where... No, he leans over like, because you know what? He straight up with Brigida. Some of the crew don't trust her at all.
No, only one way to fix it. Either way, it's going to fix it.
There is. I'm just letting you know what the situation is. I figured out of everybody, you'd have the most experience, but it is getting to the point where some of us are getting more comfortable with the idea of just getting rid of her entirely.
She points with a stick of bacon. You know. Easy to get mad.
It is.
But Guru is Guru.
It is. No, he just nods like seriously.
She falls in a mission. But keep her on the mission so at least she falls fighting.
No, I get it. Like I said, this is not something I don't want. This is not something I'm pushing for. It's something that I am trying not to get to that point. I don't want the Sparrows to have any fucking edge over us. And I don't want one of our own getting fucking put down by us. It kind of gives that... I don't want it to come to that.
Bring her out here if you have to. Clear houses. But make sure you're always taking her on fights. Always. There's always something to fight. Keep her fighting until she learns to like it.
There is another aspect to it, and I need your secrecy on this.
It's a flick of a glance.
This is quite serious. And I need... If I let you know this, I need your secrecy.
You see her chew the inside of her lip for a second, like,
It's not anything bad. But you can, when I explain it to you, you'll understand why myself and Jane have been keeping this hidden.
Alright, lay it on me.
We found Wendy's sister alive.
Oh, holy shit.
She's tainted badly, but she's being treated by us. We are slowly, day by day, reducing the taint and fixing the wormish indoctrination that was done to her. Now, I mean, it is bad, Brigida. Now, do you honestly think it is a good idea to reintroduce such an unstable kinfolk with such an unstable Arun? when she's not even fit to do anything else, let alone take care of a kinfolk that needs constant maintenance. On top of that, her sister has a kid.
The eyebrows lift a bit.
He's one of
Chewing.
ours. He's one of ours. He holds up the hand. I checked. He's one of ours. He smells like Wendy, so he's one of ours.
Oh, Fiona kid then.
Nodding. It's just the origin of the kid is kind of gives that
Not gonna lie, there's a hard glance of like, are you gonna tell me something that I need to do? Because I'm listening. But oh, it is a hard look of
I'll put it like this. He's one of ours, and that's probably what's keeping them both alive. She was the alpha, the Spiral's little consort, by the looks of things. That's how heavy this is.
You sure he's ours?
I checked. Twice. Yeah, it's like he checked. It's that kind of emphasis. Oh, I fucking checked. Like, I think Brigide's getting the impression of Anton. He does not leave things to chance. You know what I mean? He says he checked. He checked. Has her scent, has everything 100% ours.
Yeah, it's a huff of breath, but it's not quite a challenge. Not quite.
Now I am rehabilitating her back to the point where she is stable. But I cannot do that with Wendy going around like a fucking headless chicken. Because she one wrong freak out, and that'll set that girl back about 500 paces. Or Wendy will go off the fucking deep end entirely.
Yeah, she is the most thoughtful chewing you've ever seen in your life.
Now, I don't know if you've talked to Wendy extensively, but I will be real. She doesn't deserve that kin.
She's still got folks. Gotta be some Guru family member up the lane.
Somewhere, but that'll take time to find. And she needs... Honestly, she needs a place that she doesn't... It's not going to be fucking... You know what I mean? She needs just somewhere stable. Jane and I are working to put her somewhere where she can actually like get a steady job, do what she needs to do when she's better. Then maybe we can talk about bringing in other parts of the family that are more like us. Right now, she just needs people who she can trust that's not going to fucking manipulate her straight out the fucking gate or use her. Because that's what Wendy will do. She'll use her to justify her own fucking insecurities. Her folks are going to ask a lot of questions if I bring her and leave her at her doorstep. She's been missing for 5+ years at this rate.
Oh, sweet Mother Gaia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a very delicate situation.
Well, suppose first things first. How big's your family?
My sister, who's with us, my brother and my mother.
Oh, that's it. She actually earnestly looks puzzled.
Yeah. Done. My father's grandparents died off way back. And my mother's grandparents, well, met them once or twice, but moved around a lot. Didn't really see much of them.
Anybody got a big enough family to fold them in around here?
Not really.
Well, hope you wanted a bigger family than you got. Just keeps snarfing. Like this is the most natural thing in the world.
Eyebrow raises, like what?
Like everyone will give her back to a bunch of unknown kin, yeah.
Hmm.
And you can't very well go and give her off to Wendy when Wendy can't even take care of herself yet, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't know she's family. Congratulations.
So what? I'm to claim her?
What else are you gonna do with her?
I don't know.
Someone's gotta keep an eye on her, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Unless you think she fancies a home in Minnesota.
I don't think she'll leave. Me and Jane are the only two people that have fucking... I'll put it like this. You have to fucking break an indoctrination. That girl is clinging to us like a lifeline.
Well, and
She
congratulations.
just kind of rubs his face like, oh, yeah, okay. Straightforward. All right. Just, oh, an Arun. Okay.
It is in a rune with a massive family that
Yep.
folds people in at the drop of a hat.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I'll talk to Christine about it when it gets closer to the time that she's stable.
Oh yeah, good idea. Gotta have the family support. Otherwise, all the women fighting. Oh, sweet Mother Gaia, you never seen anything like it.
It's more I need you to keep that in mind when dealing with Wendy. Aside from her being a soldier.
Look, Anton, if she can't handle being a deadpan flat soldier, at the very least, just plays the hands. That problem will solve itself. We can do our best to teach our cubs, but the Aruns have to learn or they die. Not a lot of second chances out in the field.
Glances over. Problem is, he kind of gives a spread of his hands. He takes a bite. Some people have suggested that letting her die out in the fields is giving them an easy win.
Least you can do is let her go down fighting, Anton.
I get that.
Besides, maybe letting her go in the field, she'll learn something. Finally start getting that who's given the orders matters. Real easy to think you know better until you get yourself cornered somewhere away from the rest of the pack because you followed your own orders instead of your leaders.
I get it. No. Like I said, it's just what some people have been saying.
You really want Gaian blood on your hands? Do they?
Glance over. I don't think they understand the difference yet. I think to them it's just surviving. because he offers we don't have what you've had.
Or not. There's a world of difference between someone gay and someone that didn't.
There is. He kind of emphasizes like he nods in agreement. But think about it, Brigitte. Just for a split second, I'm not saying it's what I'm doing. Just adds that point, like, hang on now. You know what I mean? But we have had nobody here. Before you and Scraps turned up, it was just us. On our own. Surviving. We knew Guy and things existed. We kept Heidi safe. The other Silent Strider kinfolk you saw. We did all these things. And we've been relying on each other ever since. Now, from their perspective, seeing somebody who is you were meant to rely on to protect this whole place, fall down, even blatantly say that they don't trust you and don't want to do all that, and in the end will ultimately put this place at risk. You can imagine how some people would get very tense by that. And they've had nothing else. I just don't want you thinking the group is all for killing Guy and Guru. They're not. They're just a bunch of scared kids who've had to survive. And have had no, nation. Like you've had to fucking reinforce some of the shit we're seeing. He's not aggressive towards her. It's just like he's trying to just get her to understand that. Look, I know the nation is the nation, but some of these people like Jane and all that, they've never had that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't make it easy to change it. She does stray glance over.
What do you mean?
Well, said no contact, yeah? No telling nobody where we are?
Pretty much. Minimal. I want to see how you and Scraps do as a test. If this goes well, then we'll introduce another small few and build them into it. I don't want to thrust them into something they're not ready for. This is the healthiest way we can do it.
Yeah, she ruffles the hair. Oh. No pressure, though, yeah?
You're doing great.
You actually would give her a genuine.
You are doing great. It's just you wanted trust, and I'm giving it to you. And the only way I'm guessing a Shadow Lord can give trust is telling you some of its secrets.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you gotta kill me now.
I'd miss you.
Oh, yeah? Big grin You get the little elbow nudges would you miss me, though?
Yeah, I'd miss your hello there in the mornings. Yeah, it's definitely distinctive.
Oh, it is. It's a shame there's only one of me.
Mm-hmm.
Back home with my folks, it's like that all over the place. Walk
I'd
down
rather-
the street, it's all hello there, hello there, hello there.
I'd rather just keep it to one.
He just kind of gives that smirk over.
I think I can live with one. Plus, the hot pants are pretty nice.
Just it's a smirk on his face.
She just shamelessly gives her hip a slap, yeah.
But like I said, you want to trust, I'm giving it.
All right there, Captain Shadowlord.
Well, what? Would you rather me keep my secrets?
Oh, don't kill me now that I know your secrets.
You only know some of my secrets.
Oh no! One day you're gonna get sentimental. I'll know all the secrets, and then you'll have to kill me to keep your secrets safe. That's how it works. Just like the joking, like from Nod, like, oh yeah, I know this.
If you
I'm
ever,
already.
he kind of looks over. He's about to ask, like, but he's like, no, you're in a rune. You wouldn't have. But it's kind of studying. You've never been outside of it, have you?
Outside of what?
You know,
Nation?
yeah,
Oh nah.
just nodding.
Oh no, I'm seeing my whole life. Admittedly, not as much of the details when we're little. You just run around, go to school, punch kids in class, get suspended. Just shrugging, like, yeah, all the normal kid things.
I was just
And your
gonna.
dad pat you on the shoulder, says, good job, but don't do that in class. I'm very disappointed in you. Oh.
I was just gonna ask, how do you separate it?
She oddly scratches under her chin. Why would you separate it?
Because you're dragging in people that you know you can't bring along with you.
It's like a thoughtful frown as she continues, like, idly scratching under the chin, like, Well, why would you do that? Plenty of kin. I mean, sure, you can have your little, there's plenty of us have human friends out there. You just, they stay out there. You can go visit them out there.
Guess it's just getting used to that, I guess.
Suppose it seems harder when you're used to being out there, but it's not so bad in here either.
Oh no.
It probably seems pretty shitty when you're hiding in a big mansion with 5 of your best friends and nothing else, but there's a lot more of us, There's there's not as many of us in here as there are out there, but there's a lot more of us in here than you think there are.
No, I bet there is. It's just like I said, it's getting used to that fact.
And oh my god, Anton, she commits a social crime. She finally reaches out and gives his hair like a very firm ruffle. Just fucks it all up. Just blah, 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 blah.
So you've
You
chosen.
think too hard about it.
I don't think too hard about it. It's like, so you've chosen death. It's
There we go. Oh, you think too hard about everything. I see you. Think so hard you might as well poop yourself. Get so tense thinking about things.
somebody has to.
Oh, not all the time. You set aside it's like watching TV. You set aside a couple hours a day for thinking real hard about things. Making constipated faces.
I don't make constipated faces.
The side glance. Just like, uh-huh.
Well, we can't all be straightforward about things.
Oh, sure you can. You just don't like it. Don't wanna. Have you even tried it? How can you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? Like, turns a mock serious look over.
It's pretty straightforward in there.
Oh, yeah. It's real easy. You think about it, you make a decision. Then you're done. No more thinking. On to the next part,
Mm-hmm. You get yourself killed. Just work and go. It's that playful like elbow.
I just the hand flap like, I don't know what you're tipping. Yeah. What me? Never. Oh, never. No.
Like I said, I don't think about it as much anymore. But just for some of the others.
Oh, show him it doesn't have to be all thinking about how terrible it is. You're serving guy, It's not all bad.
Oh, you don't have nightmares?
Hmm,
Looks over like, yeah, really?
the head tips a bit. There's the shrug. Everyone remembers it first.
Even about some of the things you saw out there?
Well, no, because you see, in the end, I get to punch it. So, you know, all gravy. Now, if you don't ever get to punch it, bad day. Very bad day. Hate it when I can't punch it.
Just nods like, there it is. Yeah, okay. He had the look of just pure disbelief. It was like, never mind. There it is.
Look, man, as long as I can punch it, it is a tangible thing that I can cope with. Now,
Yeah,
if I can't punch it, end of days.
well, some of us can't solve it by punching it.
Oh, have you tried?
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't punch it hard enough? Bit of a grid.
I think I punched it pretty hard.
I mean, I find that if violence doesn't work, you weren't applying enough violence to your problem.
Wendy's still alive. It takes a grin over. It's the playful smirk.
Finally gives him the thump on the shoulder, like, nah, hey.
I punched her pretty hard.
If she's the worst problem you got, you really don't have a lot of problems, do you?
No, she's not the worst problem I have.
See? I can
No,
use my
she's-
big old brain too.
People brain.
Oh yeah, my whole people brain.
No, it's the big fucker I'm chasing. That's the problem. Gets inside that kinfolk's head and torments her with it.
What you mean?
Gets into her dreams.
Oh, that's fucking filthy.
And I get to watch as he, yeah.
So he's a Galliard?
I think so.
Oh yeah, they're the ones dumping into people's dreams. That are Theurge. The only ones go fucking around with dreams.
Yeah, we're trying our way to counteract it, but my guess is a Galliard because he's like lean over. He's a smooth talker. Convinces people.
Look, a wormish Galliard ain't nothing to shake a stick at.
I know it ain't. He gives a look around over like, do you what? Do you know what I mean? So I get to sit there and watch her torment herself after all the shit he's done.
Well, you know, about best thing you can do is either give him a different target or keep him so busy he ain't got time to go dancing around in people's dreams.
What do you think I'm doing?
She grins over. Well, you're certainly not giving him a new target, so I'm gonna have to go for the second one.
What's the second one?
You know where he is?
Yeah, I just can't get at him.
Why not?
Heavily defended.
Have you tried setting it on fire yet?
You know that doesn't always work, madam.
Oh, but most of the time it does work.
Well, he leans in, like, putting his face against hers. It's that playful, like, that wolf thing where they, like, nudge each other's cheeks and shit.
Well, considering the amount of banes he has protecting the place, it's right now out of our reach, but we're working a way to get it within our reach.
So set a fire on this side, silly.
That's what we're thinking about doing. We just have to do it the right way.
Oh.
Because remember, we do have a veil. And that's a lot of innocent people that would be burning alive.
Oh.
It's in a hospital.
Oh, well, she finally flumps back. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, fine, ruin it. Ugh.
Yeah. Like I said, we're working on it. I can't get him yet. That's all.
Gives a grin over.
It's almost like I can't punch it.
It's that smirk on his face, like, yeah, you see?
She like does a little I see what you did there. No, what did Oh, what the fuck? What's it called? Oh no, that doesn't work like that. Hold on, I know I got the. She's like doing the. Hold on, I know there's a thing. There's gotta be a thing. She starts just thinking about it for a second, like, hold on.
Got eyebrow raises, just watching her like, all right, she's thinking.
Oh yeah, she's thinking like in a rune, so it's chugging along. Oh no, okay. Damn, no, the makeup or the clothes, they don't. Damn it. You know, real shame you ain't got a fury.
A fury. What the
Oh
fuck is
yeah.
that?
Oh, Black Fury.
He's like, oh, just that. it's oh, Black Fury. Oh, just whatever. That
Black
is.
Fury, it's like, you know, Shadow Lords and Get a Fenris. There's Black Furies. They got all kinds of tricks up their sleeves for tricking fellas.
Oh,
I mean, one of them's to look like a fella. Oh, Black Furies are ladies.
oh,
You should meet my honor miss.
they're all ladies.
Oh yeah. Pegasus only takes ladies.
That's a bit restrictive.
Well, you know, when you the whole thing it's complicated. Amazons and it's. I am not going to try to explain the Furies. This is a terrible idea to do in a diner, but you know. But yeah, they got tricks like can look like make themselves look like a man, trot around, go wherever they like to go, never recognize them.
That is handy. Just nodding like, huh.
Oh yeah, there's another thing I saw Ragabash pull out once. This makeup pack, put it on and makes you look different, look like another person. Not like completely like another person, but kind of like you're your own second cousin. You know. Oh yeah, good stuff.
Black Fury made that.
Well, I mean, they're not the only ones. Usually, Ragabash uses the makeup, or the clothes. Fucking clothes.
Yeah, it sounds like, huh.
That's all Ura stuff. The clothes.
Right.
Oh yeah, makes you dress up look like $1 million, like literally.
I'll keep that in mind. Says the Ragabash. He's like, huh.
Oh yeah. No, the Ragabash one though. That's the face paint. You can change your skin, your eyes.
I'll talk to the fountain about that.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Doesn't like, you know, change you into a girl or nothing, but you can totally change what you look like.
I'll talk to the fountain about it.
But yeah, for Galliard, I don't know. I mean, you got something he wants. Any way you could convince him you're trotting him out with it? I'm not saying trot the girl out, nothing, but maybe make him think you are.
I think I might have an idea for that, but it's in the works. He likes his toys. I've taken away one. If I take away another and twist it loud enough, he'll come running. Or he'll do something stupid.
Yeah, she's ruffling her hair, thinking, look, Galliards are a hell of a trick. Almost as bad as the Urges, really.
Almost as bad as Ragabash's too.
Oh no, they're all Batman.
Batman
Oh yeah.
glances over, like, what?
Seen you perched off on the corner of the house going hockey pants.
I don't perch off the corner of the what? Like,
Oh,
looks
no,
like,
yeah,
ah,
on the balcony.
yeah. I like that balcony. It's my favorite spot.
Yeah. Perching up there like Batman. Brooding over your city. Very small city. More like a single house in a yard.
It's 'cause it's my territory.
Brooding.
Yeah. What, you don't brood?
I don't brood. I drink.
Try it. You should try it.
Oh no, I like drinking much better.
It's not, I brewed and I drink. You see, it's like a combination. I brewed drink.
No, that's just being depressed. She just looked over like, ah.
Yeah, that gets him. He's like,
Finally cracks.
tries to be depressed and decides to just starts. Should tell that to Jane.
Oh well. Come saying silly shit like I like to drink and brood. Now you can play chess and brood. That's a real classic Shadow Lord move.
No, I don't play chess. I never liked chess.
Oh. That's it.
Oh.
Disappointment to the tribe.
What disappointment is the try?
Yep. Shame on you. Shame on your cow. Whatever it is.
What, just because I don't have a cape and just go, oh yes, chess.
And play chess. Gotta play chess. Required.
Required.
Strategy games. She like waggles her fingers.
Just nods like, all right, I'll keep that in mind. To be a Shadow Lord, tick strategy.
Gotta play chess. Suppose you could collect and solve Rubik's Cubes if you really wanted, but that seems kind of silly compared to chess. Maybe take up checkers. It's like diet chess.
Diet chess. Just he makes that mock thing of like checkers. You know what I mean? Writing it down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she even like if she looks over, she'll see like writes on the notepad things to brood over. Do you know what I mean? Chess.
Chess. Checkers. Parentheses. Diet chess.
Yeah. Rubik's Cube, maybe.
Snorting into her fucking soda.
Sparking over. All right, that's my Shadow Lord checklist off for the day.
Oh, there you go. I'm glad I could help. Got a lot of insight. We've got one whole Shadow Lord back home.
One whole Shadow Lord.
One whole Shadow Lord?
Like
He's
a
my
pocket
dad's best friend.
like a pocket-sized Shadow Lord.
He's so broody. It's worse than you, really.
There's nobody worse than me.
Oh, you don't know. Way worse than you.
This gives that like firm and way worse than me brooding. I am the
Always
master.
playing broody chess.
Oh, he plays broody chess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it. That's a challenge. Then I can't allow that.
Oh, I'm just saying. You know, the hands play like, I'm just saying, if you can't, if you can't handle it, then you.
She gets to watch him like mock, like underline, learn chess. Do you know what I mean?
Learn chess, underline.
But we could totally end it there with them fucking bullshitting because you'll
Oh,
spend
yeah.
a hot minute bullshitting with Brigida. He's actually it's nice to get to know Brigida in his mind.
Well, all right. Then we will end it there with you bullshitting with Brigitte over a small mountain of food.